and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, March 19th, our top story. The Final Four at UWM.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. More airstrikes in Ukraine.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Everything's looking good out on the roads. Not seeing any delays and no incidents either. Volume's relatively light so far. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, not a nice one. Rain and storms likely, breezy conditions, high of 45. Tonight, rain shifting to snow, up to 2 inches of slushy accumulation, low down to 29. Right now at 38 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the final four candidates to lead the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee have now been named.
Those finalists include Thomas Gibson of UW-Stevens Point, Carol Kim from the University at Albany in New York, Alan Klotche of UWM, and Nicole Parsons-Pollard from Georgia State. The candidates will participate in public campus forums starting next week. The final candidate will be UWM's 10th leader, replacing outgoing Chancellor Mark Money, who will go back into teaching beginning July 1st. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
In Oak Creek, despite threats of possible court and lawsuits, plans are moving forward for the Buc-ee's gas station.
Council voted 5-1 to rezone the proposed property to help with the development of the proposed Buc-ee's. But residents who showed up to the meeting were not happy with the plans for the gas station. Some cited concerns over its location across the street from the On the Border Club. Others cited increased traffic patterns, 24-hour light pollution, and gas fumes that would impact not only residents, but farm animals as well. With the project moving forward at this time, the Oak Creek Buc-ee's is still slated to open sometime in 2027. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Air attacks between Russia and Ukraine have continued after President Vladimir Putin rejected a comprehensive ceasefire with President Trump. BBC's Steve Rosenberg in Moscow.
The Russians have basically rejected Donald Trump's plan for this unconditional, immediate 30-day ceasefire, and President Putin clearly laying down his conditions. In other words, saying that the West has to stop arming Ukraine, that the West has to stop providing Ukraine with intelligence, and that Ukraine has to stop recruiting people for the army. Conditions that Ukraine simply will not agree to.
Ceasefire talks scheduled to resume in Saudi Arabia on Sunday.
About 80,000 previously classified documents related to President John F. Kennedy's assassination are now public this morning. Historians so far say not much is new that's been revealed from those documents. Washington Post Associate Editor Mary Jorbton tells ABC News that skeptics are saying the release is a distraction for the White House.
And I think Donald Trump's critics say, isn't this a very convenient distraction at a time when people are worried about recession, their 401ks, and things that are happening now?
The information released late Tuesday is more than double what was revealed during the first Trump administration.
Federal judge ruling Elon Musk and his team at Doge likely violated the Constitution by dismantling USAID, one of the first agencies to face sweeping job cuts. Now, Musk's businesses are being targeted in the backlash. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
Elon Musk and his car company Tesla taking heat. The FBI now investigating what police call a targeted attack at Tesla in Las Vegas. Vehicles torched, several shots fired. Attorney General Pam Bondi called the vandalism against Tesla vehicles across the country nothing short of domestic terrorism.
Meanwhile, a Chinese rival to Tesla is claiming a major breakthrough.
China's biggest electric vehicle maker, BYD, has unveiled a new fast-charging system that it claims can charge an e-car's battery within 5 to 8 minutes. If true, that's more than twice as fast as Tesla's superchargers, which can add a range of up to 170 miles in 15 minutes. BYD says it's rolling out 2 new models capable of traveling about 250 miles on a 5-minute charge. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
State of Louisiana carried out its first execution since 2010 Tuesday after the Supreme Court declined to intervene, allowing the state to use nitrogen gas for the first time.
As execution opponents held a vigil outside the Louisiana prison, inside, Jesse Huffman Jr. was put to death by nitrogen gas after the Supreme Court rejected his final appeal. Hoffman's lawyers called the method cruel and said it interfered with his Buddhist beliefs. But state officials defended using nitrogen as a just and painless punishment. Louisiana joins a small group of states using the method, and leaders there say more executions are coming. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Coming up, maybe the most Wisconsin way to pre-treat roads. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:05.
Get 0% interest for up to 72 months. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Being a Pella consultant means helping people build their dreams.
For Jenna, helping others find joy is so rewarding. It's why we love to do what we do.
I enjoy simplifying the process for the customer, taking the time to listen, and finding the right solution.
Randy understands that everyone's situation is different, so we don't just slap together cookie-cutter solutions.
Customers really appreciate just how prepared we are. All the samples, the videos, pictures.
Jake arrives at your free in-home consultation with pre-prepared materials to fully envision your dream Pella build.
We're with you from start to finish. You literally have a friend from beginning to end and beyond with your project.
Whether you're working with Ryan or another Pella consultant, we don't go away after the sale. We're ready with anything you may need before, during, and after installation. And right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for up to 72 months. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 3/31/2025.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Broadway's smash hit, the Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise, is coming to Milwaukee. The true story of a kid from Brooklyn destined for something more, featuring all the songs you love, including America, Forever in Blue Jeans, and Sweet Caroline. Like Jersey Boys and Beautiful, the next musical mega hit is here. The Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise, March 25th through 30th at the Marcus Center. On sale now at marcuscenter.org.
The Mind Chef's Wednesday all-you-can-eat Lenten fish fry is $7.99. Kids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Just walk in today for your $7.99 Wednesday fish fry. That's amazing. MindChefRestaurant.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Bucks stumble out of the gate to their long Western Roadie. Sports at 6:15.
A state title in boys basketball is on the horizon for Abundant Life Christian School in Madison. 3 months removed from a school shooting that killed 2 before a 15-year-old student then turned the gun on herself.
You're paralyzed. You don't know what to do.
The shooting occurred December 16th, roughly 4 weeks into the season for head coach Mike Thies.
Basketball just seemed like such a trivial thing at the time.
When the school reopened on January 10th, basketball games became part of the community's healing process.
We needed basketball. Our school needed it. We needed it ourselves as players and coaches. Our fans needed it. Just to make it to state, it's like, wow. It's like a fairy tale.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Abundant Life will play Sheboygan Lutheran in the D5 semifinals. That's Friday morning, 10:45 tip.
A facelift and a new name for a group hoping to preserve one of Milwaukee's architectural landmarks. The former Friends of the Domes rebranding as the Milwaukee Dome Alliance, aiming to spread word of plans to renovate Mitchell Park domes on the city's near south side.
Our vision includes a more sustainable visitor experience with new features like a children's garden, nature learning center, expanded gift shop, and cafe.
And from the announcement being made this morning, the dome's reimagined plan, approved by the county board late last year, would cost about $134 million.
Got a forecast that's calling for a possible rain-snow mix later today. Well, one county is using cheese to pre-treat the roads.
We specify that we want at 23% salt.
Greene County Highway Commissioner Chris Narveson tells WTMJ's Wisconsin's Afternoon News that cheese-making byproduct cheese brine would otherwise be thrown out as industrial waste. But does it stink?
It doesn't stink, but for dairy farmers, if you think about what a milk house kind of smells like, that's kind of the smell that it has. It's not a bad smell.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Coming up, worthy of a news conference?
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
6:10, let's get an update on the roads. Debbie.
It's looking great right now, Vince. I'm not really seeing any delays or incidents out there. Volume is super duper light. Everything is rolling along actually quite well so far this morning, so can't complain. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ.
Rain and storms likely today with a high of 45 degrees. Rain shifting to snow tonight. Could see a couple inches of slushy accumulation before it's all said and done. Chance of that snow lingering into Thursday morning, then clearing skies at a high of 41. Friday's high 54. Saturday high of 38 degrees under partly cloudy skies. And a rain-snow mix chance once again for Sunday with a high of 42. Right now at 38.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Two stories you'll be hearing about in the news today, and we bring them to you now.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Yes, happening today by land and by sea, Erik.
Ooh, okay. What does that mean?
Well, so perhaps some perspective from you on this. I need a ruling. Make a good fit for a segment. Is this story news conference worthy? A couple of news conferences I'm going to tell you
I don't
about.
know. There are a lot that aren't worthy of a news conference.
Just because you're having a news conference doesn't mean it's news. First, news conference this morning to discuss Milwaukee's growing Great Lakes cruise industry. So this is going to be at Discovery World at 9 a.m.
Okay.
It's one of the spots where they can dock the larger ships carrying people around here. Folks from the Port of Milwaukee visit Milwaukee. Both Wisconsin and Minnesota tourism officials and agencies that promote Great Lakes cruising will all be involved in this today. Economic impact on the Great Lakes region, $250 million, they say.
All right.
Now, in questioning whether it's news conference worthy, the information I have is they'll be discussing, read that as promoting, Great Lakes cruising and efforts to build that industry. We are making significant changes for the Port of Milwaukee to accommodate larger cruise ships to the tune of many millions of dollars. So it's a thing, but I don't anticipate any major breaking news out of this event today.
Okay. But you're increasing the mentions and possible traffic on multiple news websites that you'll want to continue to populate and keep updated when people are searching Milwaukee and ports and et cetera.
So you have an event, you make a deal out of it. I do think people are interested.
You got to allow the one. Now, if this becomes a frequent thing where you're just randomly promoting nothing.
All right. I'll grant them their news conference
Yeah, this
today.
one I
Very
think
well.
is worthy.
Granted. The other event.
Happening today.
And they've actually moved this news conference indoors due to the crummy weather expected later this morning, 10:30 a.m. MCTS 50th bus anniversary. 2025 does mark the 50th anniversary of the Milwaukee County Transit System. Call it an anniversary, call it a birthday party, whatever you want. County Transit System wants to have their sort of year-long party.
What's your take on anniversaries? Not for marriages, but just for like general like.
I don't like it. They shouldn't be celebrated at all. Wait, what are you
general
asking
milestones for different entities when we have these every year? There's different things. Hey, 5 years since COVID. Hey, 50 years since MATC started.
Well, here's how they pitch it to you. Please join MCTS employees, Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley, Milwaukee County Department of Transportation members for the unveiling of a new addition to its bus fleet and a drive down memory lane with a 1975 vintage bus lookalike. So they'll have props.
Okay.
New bus is an announcement. I'm willing to grant the news conference based on that
Yeah, what
element
does that
alone.
look like?
Right.
Are
You
we
have a
talking
new
about
bus.
some kind of renewable energy type of thing?
Is it
or
clean diesel? Is it
Yeah.
electric bus?
Yeah,
what
what
is
is
it?
it?
So,
Yeah.
all right, I'll grant both of these news conferences today.
All right.
But as they say in court, you're on a short leash, counselor. Tax tips are up now. We're celebrating. That's the birthday.
All right.
Tax tips are brought to you by the Neal Group. For less stress with the IRS, visit nealgroup.net. That's NEAL Group.net for a free consultation.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. Tax tip number 3. Do you know who you may be able to claim as a dependent? It is not only your children. Plus, they don't have to live with you the entire year. Qualifying relatives include parents, foster children, adopted children, brothers, sisters, and other relatives. As a general rule, you must provide over half of their support to be able to claim someone as a dependent. In a divorce situation, the non-custodial parent needs to have Form 8332 signed by the other parent in order to claim that child. This is regardless of what the divorce agreement says. Also, watch out if you have children in college. They may file a tax return claiming themselves. Many times it gives the child no benefit and causes your return to be rejected by the IRS. Good communication is essential in these cases to prevent problems. For more information on this tip and other tax tips, go to nealgroup.net or stop in and see us.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Happy New Year. How's business? Do you really know? We recently worked with several clients who thought they knew, but didn't because their books were not in order. Imagine thinking you were making $1 million, but because your books are a mess, you were really only making $200,000. Quite a difference. Imagine finding out expenses were not properly recorded or sales were double recorded. If these happen to you, we can help. We work with our clients to clean up their books and give them the information they need to know where their business is now and where it is going in the future. Don't wait. Start on the path to less stress, more cash in your pocket, and no more sleepless nights. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net today to book a meeting. We can talk over Zoom, the phone, in our office, or your place of business. Yes, we like to visit our business clients. Don't wait any longer. Call 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Another milestone for Bucks' Brooke Lopez.
Lopez tries to answer straight on, and he drains it. Straight on, Brooke Lopez, 7 of 9 from the floor now tonight. He has 16 points, and that is the 3,000th career three-pointer.
Yeah, move over Steph Curry. Lopez surpasses 3,000 three-pointers in his
Steph
career.
have like 20,000 threes?
I don't think it's quite that many.
How many
but-
pancake? 40,000
Okay.
three-pointers.
It's 40,000? Are you sure? Okay, but the Bucks offense sputters as they fall to the Warriors 105-93. Curry did not play, by the way, in this game that the Bucks just never could get going.
We're in an offensive funk right now, and we have to get out of it. We'll work our way out of it.
Coach Doc Rivers, the Bucks have lost 5 of 7 to fall to 38-30 for the year.
We just got to be better.
Dame Lillard there said it right now. Yeah, the Bucks are 16-17 against teams with a 500 or better record. So it is 40,000.
It's 4,000.
I was going to say 4,000. Right, 40,000. There's no way. 4,000 is still amazing.
120,000 points off of
say
threes.
Come on, let's be real. Anyway, Curry did not play. The Bucks lost.
It's early yet, as we say. College basketball tournament. 2 more teams will play their way into the field of 64 tonight. American University and St. Mary's. That's the early game. Xavier and Texas after that. Things already crazy in the Tuesday play-in games. 3.4 seconds on the clock. Tie game. Alabama State and St. Francis for sure going to overtime, right? Bama State pitches the ball full court.
Here we go. This is where dreams are made. Going for it all. Simpson, home run play. The deflection. Oh!
True TV on the call. The shot goes 70-68. The final. Alabama State advances. North Carolina won their play-in game handily, so they are in. Wisconsin plays on Thursday afternoon in the opening round. Marquette on Friday night. This college basketball tournament update is brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Brewers going to face a big test to start the season. They're going to be down a lot of pitchers, a lot of arms. Tobias Myers, Brandon Woodruff, DL Hall, Aaron Ashby, all dealing with injuries. Jose Quintana still needs to ramp up. Journal Sentinel says Nestor Cortez will be going on paternity leave to start the season because he's got his first kid coming around April 1. So, Aaron Aaron Savali on the mound today, though, for the Crews. They play the White Sox. We don't have this game on WTMJ, but you can hear it on our sister station, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. They will cover it starting at 3 o'clock. And here's something to make you smile as we start the Wednesday morning. The Cubs down big. Game 2 of the Tokyo series. Cubs are losing 5-1 in the fourth inning.
Packers news this morning. ESPN reporting Green Bay is poised to sign a veteran wide receiver, free agent Mecole Hardman, said to be joining the team on a one-year deal. Hardman, a 7-year player, 3 Super Bowl rings with the Kansas City Chiefs. No official word yet from the Packers. 6:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Vitrano.
Milwaukee Public Schools begin the week with more lead remediation, a new superintendent, and a court-ordered deadline.
Erik Bilstad.
March in Wisconsin means snowfall and wildfires can happen just days apart.
And traffic with Debbie Loziga.
We've got eastbound 94 closed in Jefferson County.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. Worry-free roofing, siding. Oh, yeah. Also windows. You're in the market for new windows. Maybe something new for the front entry doorway area. Maybe a new patio door. Maybe something in the bedroom there or the master bath. Tri-County Contracting. Bring them in. They do the roofs. They do the siding. They also do the windows. Free estimates. And here's the best part. They can price out everything separately. So you can go through your large project ideas and then figure out what's going to work for you after you meet with them. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. That's the website. Worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
If you're a woman looking to take control of your financial future, you are not alone. Women are leading the way in business and managing household finances, but challenges still exist. That's why Annex Wealth Management presents the Women in Wealth series every third Thursday. It'll empower you with knowledge and resources to succeed. Join us for collaborative discussions, community building, and learn about key areas of financial planning. Women in Wealth events are free every third Thursday. Sign up at annexwealth.com/events and bring a friend.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Vita Hearing Care. They've made a difference in my life. They changed my life. I can hear better now, thanks to the incredible faux neck hearing aids that I have, and you can check these bad boys out, too. There's a very cool event coming up. It's a VIP lunch and listening event. It's free. It's March 19th at Mealy Cafe in Racine over the lunch hour. It's going to be very cool, but you need to reserve your spot. It's free. Call 262-800-1060, 262-800-1060. Let them change your life at Vita Hearing Care.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com. Debbie?
Yep, looking pretty good across the entire system. Right now, we've got no incidents right now. We've got full freeway speeds, light volume. Everything is looking pretty smooth. I'm Debbie Losgo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Super windy today. We have a wind advisory that's going to kick in this evening as well. Some 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Today, though, windy. Rain and storms likely, a high of 45. Tonight, really windy, breezy. Could see a couple of inches of rain turning to snow, a low of 29. Thursday, chance for that snow early on, otherwise breezy with a clear sky, a high of 41. Right now, 6:23. It's 38 degrees.
The NCAA College Basketball Tournament continues tonight. As we mentioned in sports, 2 more play-in games, and picking winners, filling out the brackets, even getting into March Madness can be a family affair. So our friend Greg Matzik, he recently reposted this video where he had his then 3-year-old daughter, Riley, picking brackets.
That one.
Which one? This one?
No.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the first time in NCAA tournament history, a 16 seed will beat a number 1 seed. Maryland-Baltimore County is the winner.
So as it turns out, at 3 years old, that happened. 2018, UMBC over Virginia in that historic upset. And we always did this with my kids, kind of the same deal. If Butler had won the whole thing in 2011, my kids' bracket would have finished in the money in the office pool. Because they sort of don't know any better. They picked the upsets nobody else had. Bringing in Callie Herbst, founder of Milwaukee with Kids, MKEwithkids.com, on ways to get the whole family involved in March Madness. Do you guys do brackets in your family, Callie?
We don't, but we should. I find them really fun. I legitimately do. I know they do them at school and like whatever, but we don't really do that in our house.
But plenty of ways, though, if you want to get into it, to watch these games. You have a piece up right now called Top Family-Friendly Places to Watch March Madness. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, probably the best place to go, right, is Pfizer Forum. They're coming back this year, so we're hosting again. The city is hosting several teams this weekend, so there'll be some games on Friday that families can buy tickets to. 12:30, 3:05, 6:10, and 8:45 will be those game times on Friday. And then the winners of those games will play on Sunday at Pfizer Forum. So if you really want to make it an experience, you can actually go see them there. But there's a couple of other places downtown that I think are really family friendly for all ages, little kids to teens. And I'll talk about one of them, the New Fashioned right by Pfizer is very friendly for all ages because they have like activities. They've got hyper bowling and dart ball and curling and lots of big screens and kid-friendly food. So if you can't get right to Pfizer, there's a place right there to watch it and get in on the action.
So these are places also, like looking through the list, they're places that, right, you won't miss the game if you're super into it, but also there's other stuff for the kids when they lose interest 6, 7, 8 minutes in, right?
No, that's exactly it. Because, you know, parents are, if you really want to watch these games and you've got kids, it's like, why not just go to a place where everyone can enjoy what they want to do? The other place I want to mention that's also downtown is 3rd Street Market Hall. So it used to be the old Gimbel's department store. Now it's this awesome market hall. And if you haven't been there with your kids, I recommend this is a great weekend to try to go. They have lots of areas to watch the game, but they have cornhole and arcade games and giant Jenga. There's actually a little kids play area right in the market hall. And then tons of food options. So if you have picky eaters or people who like different things, you know, there's pizza, hot dogs, smoothies, burgers. It's really, really fun, I think, for all ages there.
We can agree with that. We work right here at the market hall, and you're right, Kelly. What the best part about it is that there's kids generally here quite a bit, but it adds to the energy. It's not like for those who aren't interested in being near a lot of children, it's not like they take over the market hall or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not like an indoor playground.
Right.
It's just families, people who want to watch the game who happen to have kids. And so it's just kind of a community feeling, you know, it's not annoying.
Kelly, you also list some, I don't want to call them sports bars. They're more sports themed restaurants that the kids will enjoy, but also have the game on.
Yeah. I mean, we got reader recommendations. So, you know, places like Champs and you know, Cleveland Pub and Grill, a few readers talked about. Dave & Buster's and Wauwatosa is more of a kid place, but they'll have the game on. So we have a whole list of those places. But there is a really cool event happening on Saturday that is totally free for everybody. It's at Davidson Park on Juneau Avenue. This is going to be so much fun. They're going to have games. They're going to have DJ. The official DJ of Marquette will be DJing it the whole time. It's very much for families. Pop-A-Shot, skee ball. They'll have cookie decorating and crafts. There's going to be live performances by the Milwaukee Flyers and Bucks Beats Drumline. It's going to be so much fun. And it's just a free event happening from noon to 7 all day Saturday at Davidson Park.
All these suggestions up now on the website, mkewithkids.com. Thanks, Callie.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
News a bunch of money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The major indices all down in trading on Tuesday. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell a little over 0.5%, down 260 points to 41,581. The NASDAQ was down nearly 1 3/4%. That fell 305 points to 17,504. S&P 500 finished at 5615. That was off just over 1%. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's technology that's been around for a long time, but it's the best in the business, and Guthrie and Fry will get it to you. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice, and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Many times, patients have symptoms they didn't know were actually related to their airway breathing issues.
I was suffering from sinus issues, jaw issues, and neck pain. I guess I just kind of had my breaking point.
Unfortunately, this is typical. But until you get to the root of your problem, it's going to just persist. Fortunately, Jody took action, and the results were typical as well.
My quality of life is so different, but one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
Being able to breathe freely is life-changing, and the effects can go beyond that.
Sleeping better, having more energy, and it seemed as if all of those symptoms that I had just melted away.
And thank heavens for that, because at Advent, results are what drive us, helping you breathe well so you can live better.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Lane's Farm and Fleet's spring jeans sale is going on now, and we have a great selection of quality name brand denim at unbeatable prices. Right now, get a free $15 Blaine's gift card with every $50 purchase of Lee or Wrangler jeans. In our service center, select tires are buy 3, get 1 free for rewards members. And get our best tire price promise. Find a lower price and we'll match it. We've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Now it's his turn. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he will talk today with President Trump. Yesterday, the president had a phone call with Vladimir Putin, at which Putin did not agree to a ceasefire, but did agree to stop the bombardment of Ukrainian infrastructure. Former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Steve Pfeiffer, is not encouraged, at least not so far anyway.
I fear that we're not moving closer to actually getting to a real negotiation where both sides make compromises. Thus far, we've seen really, I don't think, any serious flexibility on the Russian side.
Israel continuing airstrikes across Gaza, the bombardment shattering the 6-week ceasefire that had been in place. A rare statement from Supreme Court Justice John Roberts rebuking President Trump's call for the impeachment of a federal judge who ruled against his administration. Another judge ruling against Trump's executive order banning transgender people serving in the U.S. military. This is ABC News.
Moving along okay out there right now. Full freeway speeds across the entire system. No incidents up on the board either, so we're in the clear right now. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rain and storms likely today. Breezy conditions on our way to a high of 45 degrees. Rain shifting to snow overnight, as we could see up to 2 inches of slushy accumulation, low down to 29. For Thursday, that snow lingers a bit. Right now at 38 in Milwaukee, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a bill that would undo the overhaul of how Wisconsin measures academic achievement now sent to Governor Tony Evers' desk. The bill would require the State Department of Public Instruction to rethink its state report cards to match how they measured academic achievement before changes were made last year. It's unclear whether Governor Evers would sign the legislation. He has criticized the process that State Superintendent Jill Underly took to change those report cards.
The final 4 candidates to lead the UW Milwaukee campus have been named. Includes Thomas Gibson of UW Stevens Point, Carol Kim of University of Albany, Ellen Klotschy from UWM, and Nicole Parsons-Pollard from Georgia State. Now, the chancellor candidates will participate in public campus forums next week.
Plans for what would be Wisconsin's largest gas station move forward in Oak Creek despite threats of legal action from folks who live nearby. Several at a Common Council meeting Tuesday said they're worried about the possibility of increased traffic around the site.
There's other places that have Buc-ee's that have also expressed their frustration with the traffic. Daytona Beach. The traffic jam was unbelievable. Literally took me an hour to get out of the parking lot. In Missouri, waited 45 minutes in a traffic jam. How could this place not have a better traffic flow system in place?
Members of the Oak Creek Neighbors United considering legal action to fight the proposal. If plans are approved, the Buc-ee's could open just off of Elm Road on I-94 and in 2027.
More homes are needed in the Milwaukee area as more people move to Wisconsin. First Weber Regional Manager Ebby Hauke tells WTMJ's The Upswing that the housing demand is at an all-time high.
Our demand is incredibly high. Our listings were up just a smidge, 0.4% for the month of February. But as we go into March, we're going to anticipate and we expect to continue to see that inventory now rise.
Hauke says in a healthy market, homes come up for sale at a rate of every 6 months, but currently homes are only becoming available every 2 years or so.
New brand for a Milwaukee group aiming to preserve the Mitchell Park Domes. The group, formerly known as Friends of the Domes, has renamed themselves as Milwaukee Dome Alliance. The horticulture center of the city's near south side, navigating years of deferred maintenance and crumbling infrastructure.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors ranked first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Packers to add a veteran wide receiver. Might not be a name you know. We've got sports at 6:45.
What is this sound? Ooh. Are they combing through the documents, the trove of JFK documents that were released on Tuesday? The U.S. National Archives and Records Administration releasing some 80,000 unredacted pages related to the assassination of JFK. Leafing through it right now. So what do they look like? Arden Farhi, he's a CBS correspondent.
The documents come from a variety of government agencies that have investigated the Kennedy assassination over decades. Some are hard to read, poorly scanned originals with handwritten notes affixed to them.
Okay, but if we look real close, what can we learn? It's all good stuff, right?
For those hoping for a bombshell revelation about the 1963 Kennedy assassination, this latest trove of documents appears to disappoint.
Oh, okay. So not that much.
Most, if not all, of the 80,000 pages released by the National Archives are not new. What is new? Some of the documents that were previously redacted to protect intelligence sources and collection methods can now be seen in full.
All right, so the vast majority of more than 6 million pages of records had already been released before, but the White House ordered all of them to be sent out. Many who have already studied a lot of these documents say the public should not anticipate any earth-shattering revelation.
Nothing in my scans of multiple sources was particularly interesting to me. Judges also would have accepted the cough sound. The cough sound effect.
That could have also been used. Either way, yeah. So a lot of excitement, but really a nothing burger. Although there's 1 million pages, so who knows? Maybe later today.
Just haven't found
a
it yet.
Nugget
Here
pops
it is. This is where they say.
There was a second shooter.
6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Vince Vitrano for Johnson & Sons Paving. Spring is here. You want to get Johnson & Sons out to make sure you have pavement hazards, that they didn't get so much worse over the winter. Potholes, cracked curbs, drainage issues. If they're bad now, you want Johnson & Sons out there to get it fixed. Here's how it works. You schedule a free, no-obligation quote. You send the team out to walk through your property, take a look at everything. They'll see signs of asphalt pavement that needs work. fatigue cracking, standing water, warping or buckling, sinking pavement. Don't scare away customers or tenants to your homes or businesses with bad curb appeal. Book now, save money later. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Get prepped and ready for a lush lawn this season with great deals at Fleet Farm. Save $5 on all Scott's Sun and Shade grass seed in convenient 3, 7, and 20-pound bags. Scott's Turf Builder Crabgrass Preventer with lawn food is just $69.99 after rebate. Plus, Field and Forest denim jeans for men, perfect for yard work, are priced right at $9.99 and up. Stock up on all your seasonal lawn and garden supplies at the best prices guaranteed at Fleet Farm.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
20 minutes before 7 o'clock. How's the drive, Deb?
It's looking great right now, Vince. We got really no delays out there, no volume, no incidents. It's nice and quiet. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rain and storms likely today on our way to a high of 45 degrees. Winds gusting, rain shifting to snow tonight. Might see a couple of inches of slushy accumulation, low down to 29. Chance for that snow lingering early into Thursday, then breezy under clearing skies with a high of 41. Friday's high 54 degrees, chance of an isolated shower late. On Saturday, high just 38 under partly cloudy skies. And Sunday, another chance for a rain-snow mix and a high of 42. Right now, 38 in Milwaukee.
Test Rested Beauty Rest Black.
So you know you're coming home from a big road trip. Been gone a long time. You may have thoroughly enjoyed your time away, but you're about home. And at this point, you're ready to park in the driveway, right? Get the suitcases. You might not even unpack, right?
Just get us home.
Just get me home. Get me to my own bed. And you're just about home. And then you hit rush hour traffic in Chicago. And you sit, and it's bumper to bumper, and you're like, I should be almost to the Wisconsin border by now, and I'm still here. And the thing, it's waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're almost there. Kind of felt like that.
We had an on-time splashdown at 5:57 p.m. Eastern Time.
Sound from NASA as 3 American astronauts and a Russian cosmonaut returned from the International Space Station. She said it was an on-time splashdown. Their capsule dropping into the Gulf waters off the coast of Florida. It was on time according to this particular mission. However, it was 9 months later than astronauts Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmer were expecting to splash down. The pair extended, of course, their stay after the Boeing spacecraft that took them up to the International Space Station was deemed unsafe to bring them home.
That is a long road trip.
So felt like stuck in traffic, right? You're there, and it took a minute. And there was nothing, this is how it works. But when you splash down, then you've got the ships out there to bring the capsule on board and whatever, and there's a process to that. But I'm watching this live on multiple screens when I'm at the gym, and it's sitting there, and it's sitting there, and it's sitting there, and there's some waving, and there's whatever, but like they don't have it ready to go. So how long are you sitting there?
Oof.
Can I just get on board this ship?
Just get me out of this capsule.
The crew will be reunited with their families where Mission Control is based in Houston, Texas. I've not seen whether that's happened as of yet. They did have to undergo extensive medical evaluation, treatment if necessary. Coming back is no cup of tea.
When you're in microgravity, your inner ear, which controls balance, it recalibrates. And so once you're back on Earth, the slightest movement of your head sends you into a super dizzying state of mind.
Slightest movement of your head and you're super dizzy. That's ABC News contributor Hakeem Olisei describing what it's like to readjust to Earth gravity. Of course, then you have the atrophy of the muscles and things like that. So they're going to be moving pretty slow for a while.
Did you see the dolphins?
That was the other big story. The dolphins greeted them, yes.
How about that? Hey, welcome home.
Hey, where have you been?
How was space?
We've been here for 9 months waiting on you. NASA happy to have them back. 6:44 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Test Rested Beauty Rest Black Mattress at Steinhafels for your chance to win a dream Hawaiian vacation. Shop now and save up to $400 on Beauty Rest Black mattresses. Plus, get up to $300 in Steinhafels cash. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
Might have some slushy accumulation, as I said, over the weekend and once again tonight as well. You're going to want to use your legs, not your back, when you shovel that stuff. Avoid overexertion. Keep a wide stance. And make sure you're wearing proper footwear with good traction. A few words of advice from my medical team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to keep you from getting hurt while you're shoveling or slipping around out there. Best thing you can do is prevent muscle strains, sprains, and even worse this winter season. Next best thing, though, is to have any injuries treated right away by the experts in orthopedic care. You can make an appointment anytime online at orthowisconsin.com, but maybe it's something that just happened or happens on the weekend. No reason to tough it out. Wait until Monday. Ortho Wisconsin's ASAP clinics have hours 7 days a week. You walk right in. They're located in Pewaukee and in Brookfield. Walk right in or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
The Bucks stumble out of the gate and could never really recover, falling to the Steph Curry-less Warriors 104-93 late on Tuesday. The Bucks scored less than 20 points in 2 of the quarters. They're just not firing on all cylinders offensively lately. What's wrong, Doc Rivers?
We don't have the right space and the ball's not moving. We're not attacking. We're not getting to the paint. I got a whole list, but we got to do it, and I got to get them to do it. That's my job.
You got a whole list here. Let's go do this, that. The other thing, Giannis kind of struggling a bit as well. The Bucks would give it a shot. They try to make a comeback there. Got it within 5, but just never got over the hump. Fall to the Warriors. Up next, the Lakers tomorrow night.
Season just doesn't feel right.
They have this ebb and flow.
Right, yeah,
like there's times they look great and then they stumble around.
College basketball tournament. The Badgers play tomorrow afternoon. Marquette in the first round Friday night. Tuesday night.
Here we go. This is where dreams are made. They're going for it all. Simpson, home run play. The deflection. Oh! Layup!
Dreams were made indeed. True TV on the call. Alabama State at the buzzer to advance in the play-in round. North Carolina winning as well. 2 more teams will make the field of 64 tonight.
It's like looking at Christian Laettner out there.
It was Laettner-esque, right?
It was.
The full pitch, balls moving around a little bit, throw it up, get it down. Early game, American University and St. Mary's. That'll be followed by Xavier and Texas tonight. This college basketball tournament update brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Aaron Savale on the mound for the Crew this afternoon as the Brewers play the White Sox. You got to think like, hey, man, just get your 2 innings in. And then take it easy. Put some ice on the shoulder and let's be done. Let's not have anyone else get hurt.
Just don't get hurt.
Please. A lot of guys, a lot of arms hurt right now. Tobias Myers, of course, Brendan Woodruff is still recovering. DL Hall, Aaron Ashby, still got Jose Quintana ramping up. So the Brewers.
I think we got more guys hurt than not.
It sure seems like that. And then you got Nestor Cortez, a new guy. He's on paternity leave starting on April 1 or 2 because he's got his first kid being born. So a lot going on here, man. We could really use some fresh arms that are... Anyway, Savale's on the mound. You can hear that game this afternoon on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee starting at 3 o'clock. Speaking of baseball, the Major League Baseball season has begun. Game 2 of the Tokyo Series underway right now. Dodgers and Cubs in the top of the 6th. The Dodgers lead 6-3.
And these games count. These are real games.
Count. Yep.
So the Cubs could find themselves 0-2 to start the season.
Very quickly, yes.
Packers news this morning. No official word from the team of yet, but ESPN reporting the Packers are going to sign veteran wide receiver Mecole Hardman, 7-year player, part of the 3 Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowls. Had a cup of coffee with the Jets in there as well. Not top of the free agent class, but a proven vet nonetheless in the wide receiver ranks. 6:48 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
Clearly, Pride Fest has benefited from organizations who want to show their commitment to diversity.
Entertainment.
It's real-life drama. I would also call it true crime. It is just such a bizarre story.
And more.
We're able to tap about 400 trees and make some delicious maple syrup.
Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ.
Our front hall closet project is complete. Now, my college kid daughter, who otherwise wouldn't tend to notice these sort of things, could not stop talking about walking in the front door and feeling like she was in a brand new space. It is amazing how knocking out our dated old closet and replacing it with white woodwork, modern finishes, and functional design has completely changed the first impression of our home. This is the great part about working with my friends Katie and Dan. It never occurred to me even that we would open up the space like that. My wife and I sat down with them, told them about what we disliked about our current setup, and they designed a look that we'd never even thought of. Cut the clutter, calm the chaos, add beauty and function to your home. Tell them Vinny sent you. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 10 to 7.
All right, volume's starting to pick up a little bit. We do have a quick tap of the brakes northbound 43, just north of Burleigh, heading up towards Keith. So just be careful with that. The rest of the system looking pretty good. Not seeing any incidents either. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rainy and storms are likely today. Breezy, a high of 45. 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts today, and then it gets even stronger wind gusts this evening and into tonight. Wind advisory kicks in at 7 p.m. 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Rain turns to snow, maybe a couple of inches, a low of 29. Thursday, chance of that snow early on, otherwise breezy, clearing sky, a high of 41. Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Campaigning, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
New developments in the disappearance of that Pittsburgh college student who, while on spring break in the Dominican Republic, disappeared. 22-year-old Joshua Reeby of Iowa, who's believed to be the last person to see Judeksha Konaki alive, appeared in court Tuesday, pleading with a judge to allow him to return to the U.S. ABC's Ariel Reshef in Dominican Republic.
Konanki's grief-stricken family requesting the Dominican police declare their daughter legally dead, acknowledging the 20-year-old likely drowned. The Konankis referencing Reeby without naming him, writing, he is cooperating with the investigation and no evidence of foul play has been found.
The Konaki family, again, pleading with authorities to officially declare Judeksha dead, believing she indeed drowned. We bring in former Milwaukee Police Lieutenant, host of the afternoon show on 101.7 The Truth, Dr. Ken Harris. What do we got here, Ken?
You really have nothing. I mean, now, personally, that's why my daughters never go to the Dominican Republic. Like, I literally told them.
That
Aruba,
place specifically, or
Dominican Republic, where people
list.
were dying, drinking out of the bar in the room. Aruba, people disappear. Natalie Holloway. So, no, we're like, something has to be done. Now, you know, we have an extradition treaty with Dominican Republic. It was in like 1907, and they updated it in 2015. I wonder why. Maybe because of Aruba? But at some point, kids need to wake up and go, you're in a foreign country, you're drinking and you're doing things that you wouldn't normally do, but you do it on spring break, and bad things can happen.
And this what makes this case so unique is that it's not even a he said, she said. It's
Right.
just a he said.
She's just missing, and they're checking all the boxes to make sure he didn't have anything to do with it. They probably got him on video at the bar. They were talking, and you met some guy, and that was that. And so I don't know what he's thinking, extradite me home, because they have a clause in it that says dual criminality, where if you commit a crime there, they can get you here.
So that was going to be my question. Like, who has jurisdiction over this investigation? I know the FBI has been involved, American authorities, even the sheriff's office back home where the Pittsburgh student is from. But, like, who really is the investigating agency here, and what jurisdiction do they have to compel people to talk with them?
The U.S. can charge, and they'll extradite them from Dominican Republic here because she's a U.S. citizen. Just like you have FBI that are embedded in countries overseas and in Europe, and they have jurisdiction there. They can't arrest, but if you commit a crime and you go there, they can grab you, bring you to court, show the probable cause they have, and bring you back.
If the U.S. or the FBI or someone thought that this person of interest, we'll call him, this kid from Iowa, was in the clear, would they do anything to try to protect him?
Oh yeah. He can walk to, I think we have one, the embassy, in the Dominican Republic, and they'll make sure he gets home. Yeah.
It's such an interesting case, though, too, because as Erik suggested, we only have his story, and we have a little bit of surveillance video showing they were indeed together. But beyond that, and authorities have said, they don't have any evidence whatsoever that a crime was committed. At some point, you got to let this kid go.
You've got friends of him, friends of her. You've got family. You've got all these people in the Dominican Republic partying. They would have said something. Today, when we were growing up, somebody might have been a little apprehensive. Well, I don't know if I'm going to get involved. Today, absolutely not. I think everyone would have stepped up and said if there was something wrong. But they probably would have stepped up when they were talking and thought this guy was creepy, if he was. But evidently he wasn't. There were no issues at home. There were no issues there. He just happened to see her and was talking to her.
It's amazing, too. You realize just the strength, for lack of a better word, when describing the sea and the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's gone.
Right.
I mean, it's not like Lake Michigan where eventually maybe we'll see remains pop up again. I mean, the likelihood of her coming back as far as her remains, very low.
Fire, wind, rain, you're not going to beat nature. Nature will always win. A quick story. I remember being in Myrtle Beach at a conference, and somehow I ended up on a golf course. And so I'm back at the hotel. I go for a walk at about 5:30 in the morning. And I look under the hotel, and I see stilts. And I'm like, well, what is this? How are they holding up this hotel? Oh, my gosh, just looking at the architecture and all this. And some guys walking by, he said, oh, you better roll out of here in a few. And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, the tide's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what do you mean? It was like dry desert, like out maybe a half a mile. 15 minutes later, completely full of water. And had I been standing there, gone.
Really?
And you never would have been found.
Yeah.
It's a vast ocean, and you have to be careful.
Well, keep an eye on what happens ultimately to Joshua Reeby in terms of what the court rules, and then can he get his passport back and get out of that country back to the U.S. 6:57 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thanks, Ken.
You're welcome.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
UW-Milwaukee has announced the finalists for its vacant chancellor position. The final 4 candidates come from within the UW system and also universities in New York and Georgia. Just 2 weeks after releasing its most expensive motorcycle ever, Harley-Davidson is dropping the price on its cheapest model by $2,000. The Milwaukee company will now offer its 2025 Nightster for just under $10,000 compared to around $12,000 for the 2024 model. Finally, Pleasant Prairie has approved the operational plan for a multi-billion-dollar expansion for Eli Lilly. The Indianapolis-based drug maker plans to spend $3 billion and add 750 employees in Kenosha County. I'm Drew Dawson from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Beer fans, travel lovers, and history buffs, this is your dream vacation. Join me, Sandy Max, on a 10-day journey through Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. We'll enjoy Munich's famous beer halls, sip our way through Salzburg's historic breweries, and discover Vienna's culture and craft beer scene. Then end the tour in Prague, where ancient history meets modern brews. From iconic castles to authentic flavors, grab your passport and let's raise a glass to the ultimate beer adventure. Limited spots available. Book now. Email me, sandy@WTMJ.com to learn more.
Save big money on your next outdoor project at Menards. Menards has the best in-stock selection of AC2 pressure-treated wood fencing, lumber, and decking. All easy to load in our convenient drive-through lumber yard. Plus, you can get free estimates fast with our fence and deck design programs in-store or on Menards.com. Don't forget to check out our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you on track to achieve your retirement plans? Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal of Kowal Investment Group.
We've recently joined Creative Planning, a national registered investment advisor. This move to Creative expands our ability to provide comprehensive wealth management, investment advisory, and retirement planning services. Now is the time to put your lifetime of hard work into action. For over 37 years, we've helped clients toward making their retirement dreams become a reality, and we'd like to help you too. And the best part, your plan will be completely tailored to you. Our in-house team of specialists will take the time to learn about you and your family, review your current situation, and find out what your goals are. Then we'll design a plan to help you get there. To get started, request your free meeting today with one of our fiduciary advisors by visiting creativeplanning.com. Whether you have met with us in the past or this will be your first meeting with us, we're excited to introduce Kowal Investment Group to you as Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com today.
You can't beat Burkhart.
New Berlin and Fox Point.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7 a.m. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, March 19th, our top story, a defamation lawsuit targeting a West Dallas bar owner.
I'm Erik Bilstad, preparing for a wet and windy mess.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Got a little bit of a backup northbound 43 from Locust to Keefe. Otherwise, everything else is rolling along just fine. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, rainy and stormy today. Could hear some thunder. High of 45 degrees. Rain shifting over to snow tonight. A couple inches of accumulation possible. Low down to 29. Right now at 39 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a bar in West Dallas has lost its liquor license, now facing a defamation lawsuit, all stemming from a one-star Google review. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center.
That's right, Vince. According to legal documents which were filed on Tuesday, Bryn Dutel, she's from Onalaska, Wisconsin, and says the owner of the Drunk Ungle, his name's Neil Stefik, repeatedly kissed her friend, offered her a job as well. And the following day, Dutel posted a one-star review online, which she says led to a salacious response from Stefik. The lawsuit also accuses Stefik of making false online comments, alleging Dutel sexually assaulted a Drunk Uncle employee. And the West Dallas Common Council voted on Tuesday to not renew the bar's liquor license, and Stefik has 45 days to respond to the defamation suit.
A bill that would undo an overhaul of how Wisconsin measures academic achievement has been sent to Governor Evers' desk. The bill would require the State Department of Public Instruction to overhaul its state report cards to match how they measured academic achievement before changes were made last year. It's unclear whether the governor will sign the legislation, but he has criticized the process.
President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, says he expects to speak with President Trump today, coming after the president's call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The White House says Putin agreed to stop attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure for 30 days. Reports are both countries launched new attacks this morning, including Ukraine using drones to hit oil tanks inside Russia. Prisoner swap between Russia and Ukraine is also slated to take place later today.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is defending his decision to renew IDF airstrikes in Gaza, accusing Hamas of failing to negotiate and release more hostages, and insisting military pressure was the only way to get the terror group to do so.
A top Israeli official telling ABC News Hamas is going to, quote, continue to be hammered until we get the hostages out. That a day after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered intense IDF airstrikes across Gaza, what has killed more than 400 Palestinians and shattered the ceasefire. Those airstrikes continuing today in northern and southern Gaza, where Palestinians once again are on the move after facing new Israeli evacuation orders. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Messy weather day in store for southeast Wisconsin. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Morris says what starts out as a gusty morning will shift to wet this afternoon.
Scattered showers and storms roll in through the midday hours. We'll see another round roll in towards this evening. This is at the same time our temperatures drop and we see snow switching over across northern spots. So it's going to be a pretty impressive evening with some strong to severe storms down to our south and the chance for snow falling to our north.
Complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up at 7:10.
As we brace for possible rain and snow later on today, one county's using cheese to pre-treat the roads.
Greene County is treating the roads with cheese brine. Highway Commissioner Chris Narveson says, don't worry, it doesn't stink that bad. Plus,
we are limited on the amount that per mile we can use.
Narveson tells WTMJ's Wisconsin's Afternoon News, 23% salt is a sweet spot to treat the roads.
So they make a salt brine and then they soak the cheeses in it. And the thing that got me was it's a trade secret. I'm like, really?
They're looking for more farms to partner with because this cheese-making byproduct would otherwise be thrown away. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Coming up, a message of hope on the hardwood. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With spring in the air, a young man's fancy turns to ceiling fans. And at BBC, he'll see all the best quality fans and their newest styles. The new fan electronics provide a great method of moving air, and with LED lights, they use less electricity than ever. We have fans in all sizes, from 24 to 96 inches wide, and their motors are warranted for life. At BBC, we advise you on the right fan for your needs, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday 10 to 4 and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and Roll for Riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 5-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Bucks stumble out of the gate on their long Western Roadie. Sports at 7:15.
An amazing story in Madison. 3 months after a school shooting rocked that community, Abundant Life Christian School in Madison is 2 wins away from a state title in boys basketball.
The message from head coach Mike Thies to his team before the season was to be resilient.
When you say something like that, you have no idea something of that magnitude is going to happen.
Abundant Life shut down for a period of about 4 weeks. The team resumed its schedule following Christmas break.
It was really hard to coach. It was really hard for the players to even play because it's just seemed so unimportant at the time.
But the team found its stride. The community rallied. And now the Challengers are 2 wins away from a state title.
It's like a fairy tale.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Abundant Life will play Sheboygan Lutheran Friday morning.
Demand for homes growing in a market that is not building at the pace that is needed. More people relying on rent associations. First Weber Regional Manager Abby Hawkey telling WTMJ's The Upswing more adults are turning to rentals as they try to figure out when more homes become available.
That demand pushing the supply and the pricing up is pushing people into renting a lot more. However, I think rent complexes know that, apartment complexes know that. So rent prices are skyrocketing as well.
Yeah.
And it's easy to build them. Easier to build those than condo complexes and single family. So we're seeing a lot of them go up because they know they can get the demand for it.
Hawkey says with such a demand for homes, it becomes harder for realtors to find affordable housing for clients.
A controversial move to ban a centuries-old tradition south of the border.
Lawmakers in Mexico City have voted overwhelmingly to outlaw violent bullfighting. The legislation, supported by President Claudia Sheinbaum and animal rights activists, limits the time a bull can be in the ring, and matadors will only be able to use their capes to egg on the animals. No spears, no swords. A statement from the city's bull ring operator calls the decision a clear threat against one of the most deeply rooted cultural traditions in Mexico. Spanish conquistadors spread bullfighting throughout Latin American colonies in the 1500s. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Mercure went to a bullfight in Spain.
Is that right?
I did too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went when I was studying over there. Actually went with a friend of mine whose grandfather was totally in on it. So, like, people sit in front of the TV and watch, football games, and they know things about football. I sat next to her and she learned all the stuff about bullfights from her grandpa.
So
And
what
it's
was it gruesome? Was it entertaining?
There's usually about 6 bulls that go through that they end up doing in a particular afternoon. And then
they end up doing.
Yeah, they end up fighting. But then the first 3 are probably the worst. And then after that, you're kind of desensitized. And then you look at the pageantry. And it was good to have the explanation behind things and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's not the nicest thing to see, especially, preparing the bull with the picadores, which they... Yeah, I could get into it. But
I'm going to look up Pica, whatever you just said.
Those are the guys up on the horse.
On Wisconsin's Morning News.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
Oh, my God.
The Soties.
Thanks for the pretzel, Coach.
No Corona! All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
What do you see on the roads here, Debbie? Debbie, your turn.
Yeah.
Bueno.
Yeah, there we go.
Hola.
Hola. Sorry, I was in my Spanish mode. All right, looks like northbound 43 still a little bit tight between Locust and Keith. That's really our only delay right now. The rest of the area is actually looking pretty good. No other issues coming up right now, so we're in good shape. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Breezy today with rain and storms moving in. Could hear some thunder on high 45. Low down to 29 tonight, so that rain will shift over to snow. Might be a couple inches of accumulation. Chance of snow early Thursday. Breezy and clearing skies, high 41. Increasing clouds on Friday. Shower possible late, high of 54. And then we cool off again for the weekend. Saturday's high just 38 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Chance for a rain-snow mix on Sunday, high 42. Right now at 39 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
By land and by sea today, news about how we move people around.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
A couple of news conferences offered by local officials about 2 modes of transportation. We have Great Lakes Cruises and we have Milwaukee County Transit System, both making announcements of sorts today.
Ooh, announcements. Okay.
Yes. Let's start by sea, shall we? This is a news conference scheduled for Discovery World, 9 o'clock this morning. That's one of the locations where they can dock large ships carrying people around here. Folks from Port of Milwaukee visit Milwaukee. Both Wisconsin and Minnesota tourism officials and agencies that promote Great Lakes cruising have an event scheduled. Economic impact on the Great Lakes region for cruising is growing. They say 2024 is about $250 million. Now, that would be for all of the Great Lakes, that whole region. But significant impact here in Milwaukee as dozens of these cruise ships dock here, and then folks get off and do stuff in and around town.
The story seems to be popping up more and more over the last few years, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and we're investing millions more dollars into Port Milwaukee to accommodate larger cruise ships and to make that front door entrance that a lot of folks who might be new to Milwaukee have. You
Make
don't
it look
want
a
them
little prettier.
Well, right now, in some of the largest ships, some of these Viking ships, they have to dock at like the industrial port. So right next to them, they're doing the salt that's coming off.
A couple of guys smoking cigarettes.
Welcome to Milwaukee. Right, just give me.
Now you'll love it.
Yeah, you'll love it here. Right. No, downtown's right over there. So, if this is going to be a thing, I definitely support efforts to make that a better experience, and there is an economic impact. So that is interesting.
That's the Milorganite you're smelling.
Right. No, it's fine. It's really good for it. Ship it all over. I think in terms of whether or not this is a newsworthy event, you look at any time one of those big ships is in the harbor, people are like, hey, big boat.
Yeah.
It's something people look at and they're interested in. The other event I mentioned.
Happening today.
They actually moved this news conference indoors due to the crummy weather expected. MCTS celebrating its 50th, what they're calling the Busiversary. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Milwaukee County Transit System. So they say they're going to roll out a new bus, a new addition to the bus fleet. So will that be electric? Will it be biodiesel or something like that? Clean diesel? We don't know. That's the announcement end of it, other than, hey, happy birthday to us.
Sure.
So both of those things happening today. 7:15, sports up next.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Kohler Services and Outdoor Living Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Tell Jeff you want to see it in person. Vince Vitrano here for USA Insulation. These are the folks with the premium injection foam that fills up your walls and starts saving you money from day one. Jeff and his team can show you a demo reel. They'll be out at the Realtors Home and Garden Show March 21st through the 30th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. They'll be in booth number 910. Stop by and see Jeff. Ask him how the focus on energy and the Inflation Reduction Act can cut the cost of your insulation project in half. And then tell Jeff, Vinny told you to ask about free financing on your project for up to 72 months. Check him out at the Realtors Home and Garden Show this month or get started now at USA Insulation. That's usainsulation.net.
Outdoor Living Unlimited puts cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Another milestone reached for Brooke Lopez.
Lopez tries to answer straight on, and he drains it. Straight on, Brooke Lopez, 7 of 9 from the floor now tonight. He has 16 points, and that is the 3,000th career three-pointer.
Yeah. Look out, Steph Curry. Here comes Brooke Lopez. Well, not really.
Only 1,000 more.
Yeah, Lopez surpasses 3,000 three-pointers in his career, but the Bucks' offense sputters really as they fall to the Warriors 104-93.
We're in an offensive funk right now, and we have to get out of it. We'll work our way out of it.
Just have not been able to really make it work. They've had a couple of quarters last night where they didn't score 20 points again. It just keeps happening. Coach Doc Rivers there. The Bucks have lost 5 of 7. They fall to 38-30 on the year.
We just got to be better.
Yeah. Thank you, Dame. Dame Lillard said it best right now. They got to be better. Right now, the Bucks are 16-17 against teams with a 500 or more or better record. That's not going to cut it. If you're less than 500 playing teams that are actually any good, up next, the Lakers tomorrow night.
College basketball tournament. 2 more teams will play their way into the field of 64 tonight. American University and St. Mary's. That's the early game. Xavier and Texas after that. Things already crazy in the Tuesday play-in games. 3.4 seconds on the clock. It's a tie ball game. Alabama State and St. Francis. Bama State is inbounding the ball. The player pitches the ball like full court, and then there's a scrum.
Here we go. This is where dreams are made. They're going for it all. Simpson, home run play, the deflection. Oh!
Yes.
I made it.
True TV on the call, 70-68, the final at the buzzer. Alabama State advances.
That's like Duke, Kentucky kind of stuff, like full court throw, catch, bumble around,
Throw it up,
layup.
and boom. One team elated, one team heartbroken. North Carolina won their play-in game as well, so they are in. Wisconsin plays Thursday afternoon, Marquette on Friday night. This college basketball tournament brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Aaron Savale on the mound for the Brewers today. Just don't get hurt, Code Red. Whatever you do. Brewers and White Sox this afternoon. You can hear that game on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. That starts at 3 o'clock. And don't look now, but the Cubs may start the season 0-2. The Chicago Cubs are playing right now in the Tokyo series against the LA Dodgers. In the 8th inning, the Dodgers lead 6-3.
Packers news this morning. ESPN reporting Green Bay poised to sign a veteran wide receiver, free agent Mecole Hardman. Said to be joining the team on a one-year deal. Hardman, this will be his 7th year in the league. 3 Super Bowl rings with the Kansas City Chiefs. No official word yet from the Packers. 7:19.
This is Libby Collins. This week on WTMJ Conversations, we talk with Ryan Jay, who's one of America's most popular and respected syndicated entertainment critics.
I heard everybody yelling, Ryan, Ryan, Ryan. I just got swept up in the moment of it, and I turned around and nosedived into the chest of Ryan Gosling. And all I could think of to say was, my name's Ryan, too.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Think about how much you can get done in just over 6 years. You come up with something that takes, I don't know, years to complete. You go from maybe changing diapers to dropping your kids off at school, college even. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree, and you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest on your financing. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offering this great deal. It's more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services all of their products. 10-year labor warranty, that's baked in, so you know your investment is secure for years to come. Expert installers work year-round. We just had our new front entryway door installed in January. Not a problem. They were done in less than a day. And if something ever goes wrong, Pella's the one that handles it. You're working with the same team from start to finish. Why wait? The Pella experience and this incredible deal, 0% interest for up to 6 years on brand new Pella windows and doors. Certain restrictions do apply. This deal ends at the end of this month. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Pastor Tim Butker here, inviting you to join us each week for Christian Crusaders. The Bible tells the greatest story ever told, one of hope, redemption, and new life. As we journey through a Bible overview and head towards Easter, we remember the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who conquered sin and the grave for us all. Grow in faith with us as we open the all-powerful Word of God. Tune in Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ.
Morning drive going to be better than the afternoon drive. That's just a prediction, Deb, with the weather approaching.
It's probably a good guess. So everybody, please be ready. Make sure you have your headlights on, well, when it rains. Northbound on 43, backing up from North Avenue all the way up to Keefe. We've got eastbound 94 now starting to slow down a bit, basically from 84th Street all the way to Holly Road, and then again through the Stadium interchange. We also have a little bit of a backup heading through the Barker Road area on 94 eastbound as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. High of 45 degrees today. Rain and storms moving in later. Could hear some thunder. That rain expected to shift over to snow overnight. Could see up to a couple of inches when you wake up on Thursday morning, with some snow lingering into the start of the day. Then skies will clear out on Thursday, high 41. Friday's high 54 degrees. Colder for the weekend. Saturday's high 38 under partly cloudy skies. And a rain-snow chance on Sunday with a high of 42. Right now, 39.
Buc-ee's, the travel center in Oak Creek, was the talk of a public hearing on Tuesday night. They're discussing the rezoning, right? Rezone it from business to commercial. This is an area near Elm and 94, Elm Road and 27th Street. In that stretch, they want to put a ginormous Buc-ee's, which would have how many
120 spots for refueling.
Okay. And in 2 seconds, I'm going to play something here that lasts about 3 seconds that will give you an indication of how it went.
They don't
give a crap about us.
Bureaucracy, legislation, red tape.
I'm so bored.
Doesn't anything fun happen here?
When you work for the local government, doing the bare minimum is doing your part.
It's time to take another visit to City Hall.
Yeah, that's how some people feel about how this is going and how they feel about Buc-ee's.
They don't give a crap about us.
A little bit more on that in a minute. Also I learned something new about Buc-ee's.
We are not a truck stop.
I did not know that either. So a little bit more on that as well that we need to get to. So, so there's people that live in and around this area that aren't happy about Buc-ee's moving in there, and they don't feel that Buc-ee's really cares about them or the community either.
They don't give a crap about us. It's about our house, my property, and what you're doing to it. You're degrading us, and I hope you're happy with it because you're not welcome here.
Yeah, that lady very upset with these folks because she says there's really no reason for them to be here, and they really don't care about what we're doing and why we live here.
These people don't care, Mr. Texas.
Yeah, clearly.
Who's Mr. Texas?
The
guy from
Buc-ee's
Buc-ee's?
people, yeah. And understandably so, when it's in your neighborhood, you feel like it's bad for your value.
There's nothing about a 24-hour, well-lit, highly visited center that screams quality of life to me or my wife.
Yeah. Obviously, it'd be there 24/7. Light pollution is a concern for some folks that live around there. Noise pollution is a concern.
There's no traffic there right now. This is a sleepy part of 27th Street as you approach the county line.
And this woman says, hey, look, if you want to call us NIMBYs, fine. Not in my backyard. But, okay, then how about we switch?
Shame on you. You guys are supposed to represent no matter if you live next to it or not. So I want a house swap with any one of you, especially you.
I don't know who she was pointing at there, especially you, person.
Some poor guy
council
came to
member.
testify and say, I really like Buc-ee's. I can't wait to get the brisket.
Yeah, right. So, understandably so. Obviously, everyone has every right to go and speak at these
This is the
things.
process.
Yeah, so this is how the process goes. And some accuse it of going too quickly, that this was a fast process. Now, some on the board said, hey, hold on, that's not necessarily true.
I know there was some commentary that this seems really quick and rushed. I mean, in the end, this is going to be the better part of an entire year.
Yeah, so whether or not you think that's fair or not, they say, look, there is a process we're going through. There's still several more meetings that have to take place. This is not a done deal. And the Milwaukee Business Journal, the Business Journal was there. Linda Spice was there. Her story indicates that they're still considering legal action on this, that there are
some
residents,
of the neighbors.
Yeah, hey, we're going to try to see what we can do to stop this from happening. They're really unhappy about this being
They don't give a crap about
right,
us.
and they want to stop it if they can do so. Now, back to that comment about it not being a truck stop. I did not know this.
News to me as well.
Yes, but apparently that is something that Buc-ee's stands by.
We're Buc-ee's. We are excited at the possibility of being here. We are not a truck stop. Trucks are not allowed in a Buc-ee's facility at any time other than delivery trucks.
Enough where, like, if you Google it up and look at it, there's stories about how they'll, like, chase truckers off there. Like, hey, you can't park your truck. You can't park
So we're
your
talking
rig.
semis and stuff. Your Ford F-150 is still fine.
Yeah, of course, right. And if you're delivering stuff, obviously that's different. But for the most part, like, they don't want all these semis rolling in there. So, again, whether or not that's going to make anyone feel better, who knows. But moving forward for now, but don't be surprised if a lawsuit is looming, that according to the Milwaukee Business Journal.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell a little over 0.5% to down 260 points to 41,581. The Nasdaq at 17,504. That was off nearly 1.75%. And in trading on Wednesday, the S&P 500 down 60 points to 56.15. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
These people don't care, Mr. Texas. We can't even get people to work at Taco Bell. You think we're going to have people
Ma'am,
coming here?
You're out of order. We're on zoning.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us is Jeff Salazinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we talked for quite some time about the disruption that mergers and acquisitions in the insurance industry can cause. So what did 2024 look like, and what do you see ahead for 25?
Thanks, Vince. Great to be here. It was another incredibly busy year for mergers and acquisitions in our space. Over 750 agents and brokers chose to sell their business in 2024, and that follows 833 deals in 2023.
So, Jeff, remind us again why that's important for folks who are listening right now.
Vince, when your agent or broker sells their business, it means uncertainty, disruption, and in many cases, new relationships. Does any of this sound desirable if you're a business owner or a homeowner looking for guidance? New owners have new demands on the acquired business. New systems mean employees and sales staff will be internally focused for extended periods of time. The focus becomes very much internal, away from the customer, as those acquired organizations figure out who's in charge, what systems are we going to use, and what does my future role look like going forward. Wisconsin agencies and brokers haven't been immune to this activity and distraction either. Lots of activity in our state. We've even seen a few organizations on their second new owner in just a couple of years.
Jeff, I've heard you say it before. We are not for sale. Give us a recommendation for R&R Insurance.
Vince, we're fiercely independent. We've been family-owned for almost 50 years. Independent means we make our own decisions. This allows us to be client-focused and direct our energy and resources toward client value, not private equity returns or shareholder returns. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience with a top 100 agency in the country, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff. It's 7:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Today is Wednesday, March 19th. Our top story off to the polls for many in Wisconsin.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Proof that some things don't last forever.
I'm Debbie Loziga, slowing down northbound from about Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Eastbound 94, slowing down a little bit, heading in from Hawley Road all the way through to 35th. Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Chief Justice John Roberts issuing a written statement rebuking President Trump for calling the impeachment of a federal judge who ruled against one of his deportation orders. Meantime, more judgments against the Trump administration.
A federal judge has issued a legal blow to the administration and Elon Musk's efforts to shut down USAID, ruling that their shutdown of the foreign aid agency is unconstitutional. And another federal judge is now blocking the president's ban on transgender troops from serving in the military, writing in a scathing decision that the administration failed to explain and justify how their policy would impact military readiness.
ABC Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce. The IDF has renewed airstrikes on Gaza. A top Israeli official telling ABC Hamas is going to continue to be hammered until all of the hostages are released. Ukrainian President Zelensky says he will be talking today with President Trump following Trump's discussion with Vladimir Putin on bringing an end to the war. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
Bill that would undo the overhaul of how Wisconsin measures academic achievement, which some criticized as lowering standards, has now been sent to Governor Evers' desk. The bill would require the State Department of Public Instruction to redo the state report cards matching how they used to measure academic achievement. While it's unclear whether the governor will sign the bill, he has criticized the process that State Superintendent Jill Underly undertook in changing those standards.
The final four candidates to lead UW in Milwaukee have now been named. It includes someone from UW-Stevens Point, another from UWM, someone from University of Albany, and then the fourth candidate is from Georgia State University. The Chancellor candidates will participate in a public campus forum next week.
Plans for what would be the state's largest gas station moving forward in Oak Creek, despite threats of legal action from folks who live nearby. Several at Common Council meeting Tuesday in Oak Creek said they're worried about the possibility of increased traffic.
There's other places that have Buc-ee's that have also expressed their frustration with the traffic. Daytona Beach, the traffic jam was unbelievable. Literally took me an hour to get out of the parking lot. In Missouri, waited 45 minutes in a traffic jam. How could this place not have a better traffic flow system in place?
They've got a group and a name now. They call themselves Oak Creek Neighbors United, say they're considering legal action to fight the proposal. Now, if plans were approved, the Buc-ee's could open off of I-94 on Elm Road in 2027.
Facelift for a group hoping to preserve one of Milwaukee's architectural landmarks. The former Friends of the Dome is being rebranded as Milwaukee Dome Alliance, aiming to spread word of plans to renovate the Mitchell Park domes on the city's near south side.
Our vision includes a more sustainable visitor experience with new features like a children's garden, nature learning center, expanded gift shop, and cafe.
So the dome's reimagined plan, approved by the county board late last year, would cost about $134 million.
You heard the forecast. We are in for a wet, stormy day in southeast Wisconsin. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore says we start out just as a gusty morning, but that will get pretty wet this afternoon.
Scattered showers and storms roll in through the midday hours. We'll see another round roll in towards this evening. This is at the same time our temperatures drop and we see snow switching over across northern spots. So it's going to be a pretty impressive evening with some strong to severe storms down to our south and the chance for snow falling to our north.
We'll get you your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast at 7:40.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Coming up next, how do you think this phone call starts?
This report sponsored by Go Right Way. Let them handle your rides to and from the airport. Let Go Right Way handle your rides to and from Mitchell Field or O'Hare airports. Traffic, let them deal with it. Parking, you won't miss the hassles. Reserve today at GoRightWay.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ANSAY.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Your European experts at Fox World Travel are ramping up and busy as ever. With the trending spring and summer European travel season, Fox European experts mean you can maximize your time soaking up the warm weather, blooming flowers, and vibrant landscapes without worrying about your travel or missing a moment. Port hop along the Mediterranean with Viking or Princess, or design your own bucket list adventure with Insight Vacations. Visit us online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Your European immersion awaits.
This March, Heiser Automotive Group is putting the pedal to the metal with our Accelerate Your Refund sales and service event. Tax season is the best time to upgrade your ride or take care of your current vehicle. And we're making it easier than ever to turn your tax refund into turbocharged buying power. Accelerate into a newer used vehicle or get essential repairs and maintenance done. Plus, with Heiser's exclusive Safe and Sound program, you can buy and service with confidence, convenience, and peace of mind. Visit Heiser.com today.
See dealer for complete details.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Packers to add a veteran wide receiver. Sports coming up at 7:45. You heard at the bottom of the hour news, President Trump and President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, set to talk by phone today. This following President Trump's call, which he said was productive, with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump working to broker at least a short-term ceasefire on the way to a long-term peace and an end to the 3 years-long war between Russia and Ukraine. ABC News chief international correspondent James Longman is in Kyiv on the call today.
Last night I spoke to President Zelensky. I asked him if he'd match the Russian proposal. He said he would in principle, but we'd have to see the details. He will speak to President Trump later today about it. I also asked him what he made of the Trump-Putin relationship, who he felt was calling the shots. He was very careful not to criticize Donald Trump. He knows he needs to keep the White House on side.
Right, because remember how it went the last time these two were together. How does that call start today?
So,
who even calls who? Those things are orchestrated. So are you calling me? Am I calling you? It's like when you text someone in the business world, like, do you have time for a call today? You know, right? Yes. Am I calling you? Or are you calling my phone?
Making that call, right?
He's calling the president. That's what you think?
You would think, right? Because Trump wants to show force and dominance a little bit.
About that thing the other week. Like, I just want to talk about that first. Is that how the call starts?
No, I don't think they even
just get right
address
in,
it.
just
Yep.
ignore it.
Yep, they ignore it.
No
Yep.
apologies, no whatever, no
Diplomacy,
niceties.
there's no apologies. You got to get right to the meat, right?
If you're President Zelensky, is that how you start it? Let's not worry about last week. Let's just, here's where we are, right?
No, you don't even mention it.
You don't even mention it. Hey, how's it going?
Now, Trump might bring it up.
Yeah, he will, because he lets nothing die.
About
right?
those minerals that we were
the
discussing.
last time you were here, right?
Yeah.
So either way, that call is set for later today. We'll see if any progress can be made further. This news report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
Get into Steinhoffels and test rest a Beauty Rest Black mattress for your chance to win a dream vacation to Hawaii. Right now, save up to $400 on Beauty Rest Black mattresses. Upgrade your sleep to an adjustable base and you'll save up to $300. Plus, get up to $300 in Steinhoffels cash. With Steinhoffels 60-month financing, a Queen Beauty Rest Black mattress can be yours for just $38 per month. Don't overpay for a good night's sleep. Shop Steinhoffels in-store or online.
Have you seen them yet? If you have, you probably know what I'm talking about. The Box Elders. Vince Vitrano here for the Bugman and Queen Bee, your best in local pest defense. Bugman Adam over there told me when we start popping these warmer days like we've had, that's when you start seeing those guys. And the other bugs waking up, appearing on the windsill. They're on the floor. They're in the sink. They're in the drain of your shower, right? Got bad news for you. They likely spent the winter inside your walls. Ugh. Good news is the Bugman offers the Seasonal Invader service, which will flush them out and take care of the problem before they all wake up and fill your home this spring. Let's stop the problem before it starts with this local, family, veteran-owned and operated company. It's based right here in West Dallas. 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. Bugman, queenbee.com.
Are you looking for a new car or truck? Well, good news. Inventories have really improved lately, and I have a few ideas to help you find the vehicle of your dreams. I'm Jim Token, president of Adam, the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. The first step to getting that car of your dreams is to visit any of the 115 Adam member dealerships, where you can see their selection in person and take test drives. You can also find out about the new cars they have on order and reserve the one you want. Or if you really want to get the exact car you're dreaming of, they can order it for you. It might take a few weeks for delivery, but hey, wouldn't it be nice to have the perfect vehicle built just for you? This is your chance. Plus, if you're thinking of trading in your current car or ending your lease early, you'll be amazed at what dealers are offering. And if you prefer to handle the negotiations and paperwork remotely, no problem. Most Adam dealers will even bring cars to you for test drives. So don't wait. Start your search now. Find an Adam member dealer near you at adamm.com.
At 7:40, what's the morning drive look like, Deb?
Well, we got eastbound 94 slowing down from 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Westbound's backed up right out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43, we got some backups from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. Southbound slowing down from Hampton down past Capitol Drive to Keefe. Northbound 4394 also heavy out of the Plainfield curve all the way up past the KK River crossing. East and westbound on the bypass a little bit tight. East is a little bit worse. We've got from about 76th Street all the way through past Loomis. And the westbound side is just going to be a bit slow from about Loomis to 60th Street. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rain and storms moving in around midday. Could be a couple of rounds with this, picking up once again later this afternoon. Breezy high of 45 degrees. Rain shifting to snow overnight, couple inches of accumulation, low down to 29. Thursday's high 41 with a chance of snow lingering into the morning, then clearing skies. Friday, increasing clouds with an isolated shower possible late and a high of 54. Cooler temperatures for the weekend, high 38 on Saturday, partly cloudy skies. And Sunday, bringing back a chance for a rain-snow mix with a high of 42. Right now at 39 in Milwaukee.
I don't know what's worse. Is it the fact that it happened or the fact that now you have to live with that it happened? A crew of South African researchers at an isolated lab in Antarctica that sits on a giant cliff, by the way.
You showed me the picture. It's quite scenic.
Isolated from everything. It's a scene out of a movie. They are living in fear after one of their colleagues snapped snapped.
Here's Johnny.
Yes, the emergency communication claims that he attacked the base leader and threatened to kill someone else. And now the scientists have been begging to be rescued, saying like, hey, need you here.
Right.
Need you here. Gary went crazy, and he's right over there. The fastest help can get there is about 2 weeks. So even if South Africa said, okay, we're heading your direction, it's going to be 2 weeks. But they've now been told, we're not coming. It sounds like everything's calmed down.
You guys got this then?
Yeah, we're good.
Settle them down
see
a
you in
little
10
bit?
months.
Yeah.
This sounds familiar.
Yes. It's The Shining. But here's the thing. Now that they've said, oh, no, it's all's well, we're told everything's calm there. Well, if you're Gary, hey, so heard you guys sent that note.
Yeah. Said I wanted to kill Erik. I didn't want to kill Erik. I got a little frustrated one day, but that's not what I was trying.
I was just angry.
Right.
What? I was upset about something. Sorry, everything's fine now. But no, we can now work together in this isolated area for the next 10 months.
No, they have him tranked up. He's just completely tranquilized.
They tied him up. I think so. For the next 10 months, that's how they're going to calm this down. So help won't be there for another good portion of a year after you just sent a note that the whole world knows about now saying that your colleague is crazy.
I think that's why you have to go get him, because regardless of what is the truth, nuanced as it may be, people maybe misinterpreted what Gary is. His name actually Gary? Or did you just pick a name? All right, well, we're calling him Gary this
Protecting
morning.
Gary by just calling him Gary.
Maybe Gary's intentions were misinterpreted. Maybe they weren't. Either way, this group can't continue to work together.
There are no plans to rescue the research team.
No plans.
No plans. Because
this is a movie. This is not only The Shining, but like
Thing,
every
isn't
other
it?
movie like this, right?
Wasn't it The Thing?
Stranded on the space station, stranded at some
who knows what's going to happen now with
investigative
this guy,
outpost.
right? Great. Well, so we'll keep our eye on it.
Red rum.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
The Bucks stumbled out of the gate and could never really recover, falling to the Steph Curry-less Warriors, 105-93. Yeah, one of the best players on the planet didn't even play.
Yeah, he gave us a gift. No Steph.
Bucks scored less than 20 points in 2 of the quarters Tuesday night, and they lose 104-93. So what's wrong with this offense, Coach Doc Rivers?
We don't have the right space, and the ball's not moving. We're not attacking. We're not getting to the paint. I got a whole list, but we got to do it, and I got to get them to do it. That's my job.
Got a whole list right here. Here are the issues.
What you got here is just a slightly better than average team.
No, well, okay, I'm going to play optimist. I'm going to say this is the best time to be mediocre to bad because then you ramp it again right as we get into playoff time and you're hot again. But they do seem to ebb and flow. They play really hot and awesome and then bad. The Bucks had a couple of close opportunities there, but fall. Up next, the Lakers. That game is tomorrow night.
College basketball tournament. Badgers play tomorrow afternoon. Marquette in the first round Friday night. Tuesday night.
Here we go. This is where dreams are made. Going for it all. Simpson, home run play. The deflection. Oh!
This is where dreams are made, and they were made indeed.
Great call. Way to have that ready.
True TV on the call. Alabama State at the buzzer to advance in the play-in round. North Carolina winning as well. 2 more teams will make the field of 64 tonight. Early game American University and St. Mary's. That's followed by Xavier and Texas. This college basketball tournament update brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Aaron Savale on the mound today for the Brewers as the Crew take on the White Sox in Arizona. That game at 3 o'clock. You can hear it on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Savale, we're just hoping that he doesn't get hurt because they just seem to be running out of arms. Tobias Myers, Brandon Woodruff, DL Hall, Aaron Ashby, all dealing with injuries. Jose Quintana still has to ramp up. And Journal Sentinel says Nestor Cortez is going to be on paternity leave starting in April. So could really use some arms and keep some people healthy. Meanwhile, speaking of baseball, the Cubs are on the brink of falling to 0-2 in the regular season. Game 2 of the Tokyo series, Dodgers and Cubs. That's bottom of the ninth right now. Cubs losing bottom of the ninth, 6-3.
And the Packers appear ready to sign a veteran wide receiver. We've got ESPN Milwaukee's Jason Wilde joining us live next to talk about it.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Matt, you can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years, especially if you're a parent. You go from changing diapers to dropping your kid off at school. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest. A 10-year labor warranty, that's always included, so your windows and doors are secure for years to come. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 3/31/2025.
The deeper the hole, the more damage you're going to cause, especially if you're driving around with low tire pressure.
We're talking about potholes, and if you're not careful, they'll spring up out of nowhere and bite you right in the keister.
We've fixed broken ball joints, broken control arms, blown struts, damaged wheel alignments.
You name it, we've fixed it. That wheel alignment is an adjustment of your suspension, which is a system that connects your car to its wheels.
And when your alignment's off, you get uneven, premature tire wear, and we have a fix for that too.
If a pothole has bitten you where it hurts, come to Richlands for a professional evaluation by one of our ASE certified technicians.
And at the very least, we'll make sure you have the right amount of air pressure in your tires.
And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
Due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in at 10 minutes before 8 o'clock on the drive here, Debbie.
Okay, we've got a crash now northbound 43 right about at Kilbourne. It is off on the left shoulder, so watch for the delays coming out of the Marquette all the way past that point. Stays heavy all the way up to Keefe. On the southbound side, going to be slow from just south of Hampton all the way down past Burleigh. We've got westbound 94 slowing down through the Marquette all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backed up from 84th Street to 35th. And northbound 4394. Watch for backups right around the Plainfield curve all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rains and storms likely today and breezy, a high of 45. Then it's going to get really windy tonight. We do have a wind advisory that kicks in at 7 p.m. and runs until tomorrow morning. 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts tonight, and then raining turning to snow. So maybe a couple of inches of snow, even some of that slushy stuff to wake up to tomorrow. Clear sky, a high of 41. And then for Friday, increasing clouds, isolated shower late, and a high of 54. Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Campaigning, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
Idea Man.
Now I know what it's like to be Brian Bulaga.
Innovator.
Who in 2010 stepped into the starting lineup for an old, broken down, washed up right tackle and helped the Packers to a Super Bowl title.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
Tausch loves to bring up Lou Gehrig and Wally Pipp. I hope he's nervous this morning because I'm not sure he's ever getting this job back.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Brought to you on Wisconsin's Morning News by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde on the line with us. Thanks for the time, Wilde. Appreciate you stepping in.
Well, how could I say no when I grew up listening to TMJ, growing up on the south side of Milwaukee as a kid, loving the Brewers games and Uke and everything else. And I get to hear Debbie do the traffic, and nobody on our team does their job better than Debbie does. And now you created my own open for when I fill in for the old broken down right tackle. And I get to talk to Pancake and you two knuckleheads. So My life is great. I'm excited to be here.
I just love that you see this as an opportunity, not one more thing we dropped in your lap. But we'll take it, Wildy. Hey, news breaking just this morning from NFL Network that Aaron Rodgers is not a person of interest for the Minnesota Vikings. If you had your bingo card for where Aaron Rodgers could end up, you had Vikings, Steelers, and Giants. Vikings apparently say they're out.
Yeah. It's a heartbreaking story. It was really bad news. I'm so disappointed right now.
I am. Aren't you, though?
Yes, I am. Like, this is where I wanted him to go all along, and the Packers would play him twice a year, and I was gonna go up to MSP Airport and meet his plane like all those fans did for Favre when he came on Family Night back in 2008. Yeah, Look, from a storyteller's perspective, which is the lens that I look at everything from, that was the best story for us, right? In the Packers sphere. I think it makes more sense to go to Pittsburgh. I think if I'm the Vikings, I don't want to dabble in that. I drafted J.J. McCarthy 10th overall. If I have reservations about him, then that's a real concern because he took basically a medical red shirt last year. He had an entire year to sit and learn and wait. If you get Aaron involved in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes, I don't think that was the best thing for the Vikings, although I do think it might have been the best thing short term for them with the roster they have. But on to Pittsburgh, and again, there have been reports from Ben Brust and others that the Packers will be playing the Steelers in Dublin in late September. And if that turns out to be the case, we will get Aaron Rodgers against the Packers after all.
So we should assume that Rodgers is definitely not retiring. If anything, he'll end up at Pittsburgh or someplace else, you think?
Yeah, I am, but you guys know how dangerous it is to assume.
Sure.
So I suppose it's possible he could, decide, what, I'm going to kind of pseudo retire. And then when some team loses its quarterback, he can do that Joe Flacco type thing where he waltzes in and saves the season, I suppose. But look, there's a mutual admiration society between him and Mike Tomlin, the coach of the Steelers. That makes sense to all of us. At the same time, there's been some things that have gone on with Aaron since, probably about 2020 that didn't make as much sense to us. So you never know what he's got up his sleeve.
ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde on live with us this morning. How about this wide receiver that ESPN has been reporting the Packers are about to sign? Is it Mecole Hardman?
Yes, that is exactly right.
What's the story on this cat?
He's fast. He's also dealt with a bunch of injuries the last 3 to 4 years. So he's exactly the kind of guy that Goody would sign because he's young still. He just turned 27 last week. He doesn't cost much. He's on a 1-year prove-it deal. He's bounced around a little bit. He was with the Chiefs. He went to the Jets. Then the Jets traded him back to the Chiefs. Caught the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl last year, the previous year, and then was back with the Chiefs this season. Had a knee injury late in the year, missed their playoff run to the Super Bowl. He's a low-risk, high-reward guy. He doesn't cost as much as Devontae Adams would have. Certainly doesn't cost the draft capital and the huge contract DK Metcalf got from the Steelers. So this is a low-risk, potentially high-reward. He had to do something. He doesn't have enough wide receivers with Christian Watson not being ready until after midseason. So this makes a lot of sense, and we'll see if it pays off.
Imagine the trivia question he could become. The one player who won 2 Super Bowls for 2 different teams by catching 2 touchdowns at the end of the game. Think about that story. That could.
I like that story you're pitching. Yeah, that's a good story, Wildy.
Erik, I don't know where you've been all my life. These are the types of stories I need you to be coming up with for me on a regular basis.
You call me anytime.
Well, speaking of calls, I think we're going to try to call you again, Wildy, so you're welcome anytime, my friend.
Well, I believe I'm welcome since Couch is going to be gone a while for the next 9 or 10 days. So awesome. I look forward to tomorrow and the next day, and thanks for giving me the weekend off, and then I'll talk to you again on Monday. So it's great to be here to Wally Pip, old boy.
Thanks, my friend. 7:57 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
UW-Milwaukee has announced the finalists for its vacant chancellor position. The final 4 candidates come from within the UW system and also universities in New York and Georgia. Just 2 weeks after releasing its most expensive motorcycle ever, Harley-Davidson is dropping the price on its cheapest model by $2,000. The Milwaukee company will now offer its 2025 Nightster for just under $10,000 compared to around $12,000 for the 2024 model. Finally, Pleasant Prairie has approved the operational plan for a multi-billion-dollar expansion for Eli Lilly. The Indianapolis-based drug maker plans to spend $3 billion and add 750 employees in Kenosha County. I'm Drew Dawson from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Julie Granger is the president of Junior Achievement of Wisconsin. Julie, your organization has business technology from James Imaging Systems. Yet today, please tell us about Junior Achievement's unique mission.
Junior Achievement of Wisconsin has a mission of inspiring and preparing young people for success in a global economy. We serve students anywhere from kindergarten through 12th grade, and we just started serving young adults 18 to 25.
I understand financial literacy is also an important part of your mission.
Financial literacy is critical to the long-term success of every individual so that they can plan their futures and they can live their dreams.
To help turn those dreams into reality, how can everyone get involved?
We are looking for people who are willing to donate their time, treasure, and talent to the organization.
What's the first step?
The best way to reach us is through our website, wisconsin.ja.org.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Kohler Services and Outdoor Living Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Wednesday, March 19th. Our top story. A one-star review leads to a lawsuit in West Allis.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Could it be a Trump-Zelensky reunion later today?
I'm Debbie Loziga, northbound on 43. Right about at Kilbourne, we've got the left shoulder blocked with a crash. So watch out for that. Delays out of the Marquette up to that point and beyond, actually all the way up to Keefe. On the southbound side, slowing down from Capitol Drive down past Burleigh. Westbound 94 slowing from 20th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's got some backups too from 84th Street all the way to 35th. We got a couple of pockets of heavy traffic on northbound 41 from Wisconsin Avenue up past Watertown Plank Road, and then again from North Avenue all the way up to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 45 degrees today with rain, thunderstorms possible moving in around midday. That rain will shift over to snow in a second round of storms tonight. Breezy as well, up to 2 inches, and a low down to 29. Right now at 39 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a bar owner in West Allis facing the loss of his liquor license and also facing a defamation lawsuit. This all stems from a one-star Google review.
Bryn Dutel of Onalaska, Wisconsin, says the owner of the drunk uncle, Neil Stefik, repeatedly kissed her friend and offered her a job during a visit to the bar earlier this month. The following day, she posted the one-star review online, which Dutel says led to a salacious response from Stefik. Stefik is also accused of making false comments alleging Dutel sexually assaulted a drunk uncle employee. The West Allis Common Council voting not to renew the bar's liquor license Tuesday. Stefik has 45 days to respond to the suit. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Happening today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky planning to speak with President Trump after President Trump spoke yesterday with Russian leader Vladimir Putin regarding a proposed 30-day ceasefire. ABC's James Longman's in Kyiv.
After more than 2.5 hours of conversation, Donald Trump did not convince Vladimir Putin to sign on to the U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal, but the Russian leader did pledge to stop hitting Ukrainian energy infrastructure. Now, that is a significant move. Russia has caused havoc here on Ukraine's energy infrastructure, causing rolling blackouts, power outages, freezing conditions for millions.
Ceasefire talks are scheduled to resume in Saudi Arabia later this week.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu defending his decision to renew IDF airstrikes in Gaza, accusing Hamas of failing to negotiate and release more hostages, insisting military pressure was the only way to get the terror group to move.
A top Israeli official telling ABC News Hamas is going to, quote, continue to be hammered until we get the hostages out. That a day after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered intense IDF airstrikes across Gaza, what has killed more than 400 Palestinians and shattered the ceasefire. Those airstrikes continuing today in northern and southern Gaza, where Palestinians once again are on the move after facing new Israeli evacuation orders. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Expecting a wet mess across southeast Wisconsin today, including possible strong thunderstorms followed by bands of snow. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore.
Here comes this initial band of rain showers and storms around lunchtime, early in the afternoon. More storms towards this evening. Then the cold air starts to drop in from the northwest, and we see that switch over to snow starting from the northwest and dropping to the southeast. The accumulations not extreme, less than 2 inches for most of southeast Wisconsin.
Extreme fire danger in other parts of the country as powerful winds will impact several states, including Wisconsin. That's moving our way as well. ABC's chief meteorologist Ginger Z.
With this wind so widespread, we're talking 80 to 100 mile per hour gusts. In Las Cruces, New Mexico, there were road closures there through the panhandle of Texas. That's going to keep moving to the north and east. Those wind advisories, Indianapolis back to Texas and central Illinois and Indiana. You could see tornadoes. Peoria, Bloomington, Champaign, Terre Haute, Indiana. But outside of there, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Louisville, and Evansville, all included in the damaging wind threat.
An amazing story out of Madison. A state title in boys basketball is on the horizon for Abundant Life Christian School. You may recall that school, 3 months removed from a school shooting. It killed 2 before a 15-year-old student turned the gun on herself.
You're paralyzed. You don't know what to do.
The shooting occurred December 16th, roughly 4 weeks into the season for head coach Mike Thies.
Basketball just seemed like such a trivial thing at the time.
When the school reopened on January 10th, basketball games became part of the community's healing process.
We needed basketball. Our school needed it. We needed it ourselves as players and coaches. Our fans needed it. Just to make it to state, it's like, wow, it's like a fairy tale.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Abundant Life will play Sheboygan Lutheran in the D5 semifinals. That game is Friday morning.
Coming up.
What do you do for a living, Daddy? Well, children, I milk scorpions all day long in this lab in Nigeria.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With spring in the air, a young man's fancy turns to ceiling fans. And at BBC, he'll see all the best quality fans and their newest styles. The new fan electronics provide a great method of moving air, and with LED lights, they use less electricity than ever. We have fans in all sizes, from 24 to 96 inches wide, and their motors are warranted for life. At BBC, we advise you on the right fan for your needs, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday 10 to 4 and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
The Mine Chef's Wednesday all-you-can-eat Lenten fish fry is $7.99. Kids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Just walk in today for your $7.99 Wednesday fish fry. That's amazing. MineChefRestaurant.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
The final 4 candidates now named to be leading the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. They include Thomas Gibson of UW-Stevens Point, Carol Kim from the University at Albany in New York, Alan Klotschy from UWM, and Nicole Parsons-Pollard from Georgia State University. Chancellor candidates will participate in public campus forums next week.
The Professional Tennis Players Association is suing the men's and women's tours.
The union claims the ATP, the WTA, and the International Tennis Federation act as a cartel to limit players' earnings and force them to play too much. The director of the union says tennis is broken and players' health and safety are in jeopardy. The union says its lawsuit has the support of 250 players, many of whom are ranked in the top 20.
CBS correspondent Michael Wallace, the Players Association demanding a jury trial.
In Nigeria, scorpion farms springing up all over. Who farms scorpions?
Trust me, this is one story you'd rather hear, not see. Because what you'd be seeing right now is lab workers wearing kitchen gloves handling shiny black scorpions, pulling them out of tubs full of writhing, glittering piles of the arachnids, then massaging their long, lethal tails to extract the venom into test tubes, drop after tiny drop. A gallon of scorpion venom's worth about $10 million. It's used in everything from medicines to beauty products, but thousands of scorpions have to be milked to produce even half an ounce. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
You know, a question you always have when you hear a story like this is, who did it the first time?
First one who said, you know what we should do? Get some of that venom out of there.
Yeah, just try it for stuff.
Right? Try and put a little of that in here, see what happens. I think, too, just the operation. And then I thought the question you were going to ask is, who discovered this story and said, this should be on the news? We're milking scorpions over here. I mean, who is it?
Vicki Barker.
Vicki Barker. Like, who tipped her off to this big story?
What do you do for a living, Daddy? Well, children, I milk scorpions all day long in this lab in Nigeria.
At Kendor Marine, we have everything you need but the water. For over 50 years, boaters have found that to be true. Because when they've needed that old part they thought they'd never find, guess what? They found it here, along with everything else you need to keep your boat out there on the water. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey boaters!
Well, if you have an old boat, new boat, or in between, then Kendor Marine is a great place for you to shop. Because not only do we have all the parts and accessories you need for almost any kind of boat, we also have the expert advice that just about any boater is one day gonna need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here for Kohler Services. Spring is here this week. WTMJ's Home Improvement Showcase is featuring Kohler Services, the local brand you've known and trusted for 150 years. Kohler Services offers a completely personalized design and remodel of your existing bath or shower space with their Luxstone showers and walk-in baths. Either can be installed in as little as a day or two from their team of experts. In the month of March, Kohler is offering $1,000 off your Luxstone shower remodel and no payment financing until 2026. Check out our Home Improvement Showcase page on WTMJ.com to learn more.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Burkhart.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Checking in on the morning drive here at 11 minutes after 8 o'clock. Debbie.
Northbound 43, we still have this accident at Kilbourne Avenue. It is on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. Beyond that, we are going to still see some delays all the way up towards Keith. Southbound's gotten much better, just a little bit slow right through the Capitol Drive area. Westbound 94, we got backups from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Also, along eastbound 94, we got some delays from 76th Street through the Stadium Interchange. We do have it's a crash at Mitchell Boulevard. The left lane is blocked with that, so that is going to be causing some more issues. Northbound 4394, you are seeing delays basically from about Howard Avenue all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm Team forecast is a messy one for today. Around midday, according to Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore, is when we expect the first round of storms to move through. Some of these could be on the strong side. No severe weather really expected, but thunderstorms possible. And then followed by late this afternoon into the early evening hours, bands of snow. Maybe up to 2 inches of accumulation, with low tonight down to 29 degrees. Snow may linger a bit into Thursday. Thursday's high 41. Right now at 39 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Just about 13 minutes after 8 o'clock tonight. Yeah, so that afternoon, evening drive could be an issue. We'll keep Debbie on top of that through the day and watch as these storms advance into southeast Wisconsin. I have to think, outside of some sort of fight or meltdown at the reception, I'm thinking of this situation in Waukesha County we covered where some guy got loose, got drunk, and bit a guy's finger off.
Oh, that's right.
Remember at the reception?
Yes.
Right. Outside of that, although at least in that case, you've already had the nice memories of earlier in the day you got married and various other things happened. Outside of that, I would have to think biggest nightmare for a couple about to be married would be trouble with the venue.
Whether the venue cannot hold the number of people that you want, or cannot feed everyone, or perhaps it's not even open any longer.
Whoa.
The story out of the 3rd Ward. So Fox 6 has it, Channel 12's got it. A popular wedding venue in the 3rd Ward, a source of turmoil now for couples getting married in Milwaukee. It appears plant number 4, which is located inside the Phoenix building, so that's on Milwaukee Street, has an uncertain future. Apparently, there's a for lease sign in the venue's window, and according to court records, Black Swan Enterprises, which operates plant number 4, owes its landlords at least $95,000 in rent and other charges. So an eviction was granted by a judge in December. So if the venue is being evicted, probably ain't going to have a wedding ceremony there, or at least a reception either, in May.
And it sounds like some of these couples are just finding this out now.
Right. That's the part that's concerning to me, is that if it's been this long, wouldn't you think?
One thing, if she's driving down in the 3rd Ward looking at, that's where we're going to be by. Oh, my God.
Why is that sign on
Why
there?
does that sign say for lease?
I mean, you're talking about the one wedding planner who spoke to 12 says they got all their invitations are already out.
Of course.
Flights are already booked.
If you've planned a wedding for yourselves recently or have children who are getting married involved in this process in any way of recent time, it's only gotten more and more extensive, more people involved, more expensive, of course. But, you have to book venues. I mean, people book 2 years out, don't they?
Boy, in some cases, right, depending on the venue. You got to think, too, in like a time that we live in now where, like, the more unique, sometimes the more obscure the venue, the better. People are like interested in doing a lot of different things now.
A lot of these barns are popping up.
Yeah,
I got married in a barn.
Or even doing something at an arboretum or something, just doing these different things like that. And for this, like just a unique 3rd Ward urban area, which is a really neat little setup.
The pictures of it inside are stunning. It looks like a beautiful space.
And nothing. So if you are the owner, what do you tell a customer? Do you say, hey, we're having some money issues, so you can book with us, but, come May, we may not be around? Like,
no, because then you know how many people are going to book
right.
with you. That'd be 0. I think if you honestly know as a business owner in your heart that you're going to stay open and that was your intention, things can happen in the interim that were beyond your control, or maybe because you intended to stay open but it didn't work out. Okay, that can be an honest failure as opposed to knowing we're not going to make it and yet still booking guests. But that serves no advantage to the business owner to book guests for something. They're not going to pay for something that they didn't actually do. I imagine there's a down payment for some of these, maybe hoping that some of those would sort of keep them afloat.
And clients now wondering if they're even going to get those down payments back. We always talk about some of the wedding stories that come up because obviously it's a huge deal, life-changing and all of that. And like sometimes there's a Packers game that pops up and all of a sudden you got a Packers playoff game on the same night or a Bucks finals game 3 on the same night. I was at one of those.
What did they do? Did they bring the TVs in or no?
Actually,
or did they embrace it or did they reject it?
They embraced it. Actually, it worked out really well because of the venue, because the bar, which had the TV in it, was like directly connected to the dance floor. So like the energy spilled out onto the dance floor, which was cool. It kind of worked out nice. So it wasn't like down the hall, around the corner, where everyone's watching the Bucks game.
Yeah, you still want the bride to be the main attraction.
Yes, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And the event, if folks want to dip out and watch a little bit of the game, I guess. And again, it depends on the bride and groom. They might both be like, hey, no, I'm very interested in this game as well.
Right, of course, right.
So it just depends on the bride and groom and the family around them. But to your point of these are a big deal, I don't know, I can't try to think back of like the fanciest wedding or the wedding that was most complicated that I ever attended. You ever do a black tie wedding? I did do a black tie. I was invited to a black tie wedding. So that's really extensive. And then it can throttle all the way back to actually turned out to be one of the most fun times I ever had at a wedding. I had a friend who got married in Elkhart Lake. It was a beach wedding. It was like on the boardwalk or whatever. And before the ceremony started, the officiant came out and just said, all right, we're going to get started soon. So everybody grab a drink and then get back in your seats. Like, I'm being told to go get a drink.
Yes, sir. I guess we'll have to do that.
I think the thing was less than 20 minutes, and then it was like over to the resort area where they were going to have the reception, but it was a beautiful day outside. People were hanging out. It was casual. Yeah. It was loose. It was brats and hamburgers buffet style for the dinner and a Neil Diamond impersonator for the entertainment.
Right, there you go.
And it was a blast.
So to each their own.
Absolute blast.
The best part about that wedding is that the venue held up.
It was still there.
Yeah.
Right, and open. So, yeah, I mean, I really feel for any of these couples that are, a month or two out from an event with invitations having already gone out. What are you going to do? You have to think if some venues in the area have availability, they might step up and see this as an opportunity of let us help you. Like, we have a date. Obviously, you're going to pay for it, but we have a date. We have an opening. They could be proactive in trying to help these folks relocate.
Do a civic center maybe or a supper club. Trying to think of some other areas that might have like a space big enough.
Who's still open? Yes. Who still doesn't have a filled date for May?
Right, yeah. I mean, you're talking month and a half, 2 months.
The XYZ Community Center or whatever, right?
The Park Gazebo.
I attended another reception in Monroe, home of the Cheesemakers.
Okay.
That was in the roller rink. Now, there was not roller skating at the time. They cleared out the roller rink area and put all the tables out there. But it's hilarious during the speeches and whatever. You hear all the video games going to bling, bling, bing, 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 right? Whack-a-mole's still making its noises back there. But again, another wedding where that was a blast. It's what they wanted. They didn't want black tie. They didn't even want fancy. They just wanted folks to have a really good time. We had a blast. It was a great wedding. Monroe, the Cheesemakers.
That sounds all right.
And actually, I was with someone who was in the wedding party. I stood up in that wedding as well. It was a college roommate of mine. And we were, milling around before or after dinner or whatever. And somebody discovered where they had the roller skates stored.
Oh, you guys popped them on?
No. And dude's like, hey. And I'm like, nope.
Bad idea.
Step away from the roller skates. This could be real bad, man. We're not doing that. Not doing that to our guy.
That'd be
Come
great.
on. He just had, that friend, right?
Oh, yeah.
His eyes got big and he's like, nope. You had to step in right away.
Think they got size 12s in there?
Do not do this. Well, hopefully they figure it out. And I don't know what the long-term future is for that particular venue, but the operator has other spots, right?
Yeah. Yes. And there's questions about those spots too.
So let's work it out and get these folks married. 8:21 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie, what do you see on the roads?
Well, this crash on northbound 43 right about at Kilbourne, just about all cleared up if it hasn't already been. So just keep that in mind if you're going through the Marquette. Beyond that, though, we do have delays from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way to Keefe. Southbound's all clear. Westbound 94 backing up from 27th Street to the Stadium interchange. Eastbound 94, couple pockets. One from 76th Street to Holly Road. The other one coming out of the Stadium interchange. And northbound 41 slowing down from North Avenue almost to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Are you over 18 years old, over 280 pounds, and interested in participating in a clinical research study? If so, you may be eligible to participate in a research study involving MRI scanning. You may qualify to participate if you are 18 years of age or older and not employed by GE Healthcare, are able to hear and understand English, are over 280 pounds, are not pregnant, do not have any tattoos or permanent makeup, have no implants with the exception of permanent orthodontic retainers and breast implants. Pierre O'Godden is a principal investigator for the study being held at 3200 North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Study scans are investigational, and the use of these devices has not been cleared by the FDA. The study is not being performed for diagnostic purposes and is not intended to replace your medical care. Your appointment will last up to 4 hours, and for your time and travel to GE Healthcare in Waukesha, you'll be offered a gift card valued at $80 per appointment at GE Healthcare's MRI facility. To learn more, please call GE Healthcare at 262-312-7855. Again, that's 262-312-7855.
Just met another chiropractic patient who quit going to the chiropractor because he didn't like the twisting, the cracking, and the popping. Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic, where I told my buddy, I actually have the perfect place for you. The docs at Connect Chiro, they use a special tool. It's called the Integrator. It allows them to focus on precise points along your spine, and it delivers targeted results that are pain-free, stress-free, no whipping your neck around. Exactly what my buddy, and he said his wife too, were looking for. And I had him talking to Kimberly over there and the other good folks at Connect Chiropractic that day. Find out for yourself. Visit them in Delafield and Wauwatosa, coming soon to Oak Creek, or get started now at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
The Census Bureau says more than 12,000 Americans turn 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. Some Annex clients retire early. Some keep working because they love it. You know why? Because they've got custom plans built by fee-only fiduciaries. They identified their wants and needs, and we went to work. We want to do the same for you. Annex does financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
So how is that possible? 1.9% real estate commission? There must be something you're not telling me.
I hear that a lot. The truth is, everybody could do it, but they choose not to because folks keep paying more than they have to. I guess they just haven't heard yet that Century 21 Benefit Realty can make that 1.9% real estate commission promise on the sale of your home and stick to it. So I'd like to think that's going to make your decision easy. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Whatever you want to call this season, we're over it. Time to look forward to
fly ball, right field. It is deep. It is gone!
Spring training is finally here and back on the radio.
Free look, high drive, deep right, way back. Noel's going to be a spectator on that one.
Make sure to catch our next spring training broadcast as the Brewers take on the Diamondbacks Friday night at 8. No matter the season, we are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
A traffic report was brought to you by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com. A couple of stories you'll be hearing about in the news today. We bring them to you this morning.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Happening by land and by sea. Now, this would make a good fit for a segment, I think, E.
Okay.
Is this news conference worthy?
Ooh.
We've discussed whether something is groundbreaking worthy, whether something is worthy of the ribbon cutting event.
And news conference worthy would be different than newsworthy. Those are two very different things.
True. That which may make the news doesn't always necessitate some sort of grand announcement or an invitation for the media to attend.
Vice versa.
Absolutely. And I've said this before. I had a guy, quick story, it's off the thing, but I told you this earlier. A guy one time, I was downtown on another story working for TMJ4, and my photographer and I get approached by this guy who had glossed himself some strange nickname. And he's like, yeah, and I'm holding tomorrow my first ever news conference live from the steps of City Hall. And he had a bunch of grievances with the mayor at the time and whatever else. And I thought, you know what? It's only live if it's live. And you don't get to decide whether anyone shows up. So I'll tell you whether you're having a news conference or not. But this morning, let's start on the sea. This news conference to discuss Great Lakes cruising So this will be at Discovery World, actually just about a half hour from now. One of the spots where they can dock the large cruise ships here in Milwaukee. Folks from Port of Milwaukee visit Milwaukee. Both Wisconsin and Minnesota tourism officials and agencies that promote Great Lakes cruising all putting on this event today.
Have you noticed that the port seems to have gotten a lot more attention the last, 3 or 4 or 5
I would say that's
years?
about right. Now, some of that has to do with exactly this. The Great Lakes cruising industry is picking up. We're seeing dozens of these ships come into Milwaukee. It's a relatively new phenomenon in the numbers that we're seeing. About $250 million for the Great Lakes region in economic impact just last year, and that continues to grow. So I think that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons is they probably hired a new PR director, somebody who just put out more press releases and had more things like that. I think given the economic impact, the growth, and the fact that we're investing, I think the city budget has at least $5 million going toward a new docking facility in the Port of Milwaukee for specifically the cruise industry. Makes this a newsworthy event.
All right, conference worthy.
You can have a news conference day. I'll grant you the one. But as they say in court, you're on a short leash, counselor. I'll allow it. But there better be something here other than just, hey, cruise the Great Lakes. It's great. Okay, why? What is this about? I do think that that's a really good investment if we are bringing thousands of people to Milwaukee and they get off the ship. Right now, some of the bigger ships, when they dock in Port of Milwaukee, they're using like the industrial docks. So the same place they're offloading cargo containers and salt, that's where you pull in and for the first time see Milwaukee.
Couple of sailors smoking on cigarettes too.
Welcome to Milwaukee. Hey, you guys, it's right over here. Your bags are over here. Beep. Get on the bus. Beep. Right. Yes. So I think that's a worthwhile investment, and I will grant them their news conference today.
All right. Fair enough.
Next one is going to be talking about
happening today.
Buses. Now, they've moved this news conference indoors due to crummy weather later this morning. So 10:30, MCTS celebrating its 50th bus-iversary. Their term, not mine. 2025 marking 50 years of Milwaukee County Transit as a system. Now, there was public transit prior to that, but this is when it sort of became MCTS. Call it an anniversary, call it a birthday, or whatever. Now, they will, Eric, as we evaluate whether this is news conference worthy, they will roll out, they say, a new addition to the bus fleet.
Ooh, meaning like a new bus?
Yeah,
a new vehicle?
Bus. So maybe it's electric, maybe it's like some sort of renewable energy, some sort of biodiesel or clean diesel, something like that.
So there's a little bit of leeway when it comes to big anniversaries. We'll give you 40 years, 50 years.
Nice round number, 50.
Yeah, it's got to be a round number.
Right. It's not the 47th anniversary.
Yeah, okay, so
might not send a crew to that one.
We'll give you that. And then if there's
I'll give you 50, and then you have props.
Yeah, if there's something that's actually going to affect the citizens of the area, where someone might use, or it might affect how much they pay or a route or something to that effect, okay, sure. I think that's news conference worthy.
Okay, so we're 2 for 2 on this. But again, a short leash. Like, these should be good. We'll grant both of them.
Yeah.
We'll allow.
51 is in a bus
51 you don't get a news conference for that one.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. If you're in or near retirement, you're facing one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. When to take Social Security. Should you claim it now or wait for a bigger benefit? The wrong decision could cost you tens of thousands of dollars in lost income. And once you lock in your choice, there's no do-over. The truth is, Social Security is more complicated than most people think. The age you file, your marital status, other income sources, all of it impacts how much you'll receive. And in today's economy, with rising costs and uncertainty about future benefits, you need to make every dollar count. At Drake & Associates, we help hardworking Americans make smart decisions about retirement. Income is just one stop on your retirement-ready roadmap, and we'll help you navigate every turn so you can maximize your benefits and keep more of what you earned. Don't make this decision blindly. Get the facts and a plan today. Text SS to 414-897-9522 to claim your free retirement toolkit and a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready. Inside, you'll learn strategies to help optimize your Social Security, reduce taxes, and create a retirement income plan that works for you. But don't wait. These resources are only available while supplies last. Secure your future today. Text SS to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you retire with confidence.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Ready for a smaller space, warmer climate, want to live closer to grandkids, or you're just sick of the upkeep? From downsizing to selling, Bruce's team has guided over 3,000 families with care and expertise. Call us today, 262-242-6177.
At 8:33, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Wednesday, March 19th. Our top story, pushing back on school grading reform in Wisconsin.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Thousands of documents, but not much new.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Northbound 43, still a bit heavy right around the North Avenue curve up towards Keith. Westbound 94, a little tight right through the stadium interchange. The eastbound side slowing down from just east of 68th all the way through the stadium interchange as well. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rain and storms moving in around midday, high of 45 degrees today. Rain shifting to snow tonight, low down to 29. Right now at 39 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center in Madison.
There are 18 ayes, 14 noes, and the bill is concurred in.
A bill that would undo an overhaul of how Wisconsin measures academic achievement, now sent to Governor Tony Evers. There was criticism that Wisconsin had lowered its standards for measuring student performance. This bill would require the State Department of Public Instruction to overhaul the state report cards, matching how they used to do it. While it is unclear whether Governor Tony Evers will sign the legislation, he has criticized the process that State Superintendent Jill Underly undertook to change those report cards.
A bar in West Allis has lost its liquor license, and the owner is now facing a defamation lawsuit, all stemming from a one-star Google review. Bryn Dutel alleges the owner of Drunk Uncle, the owner is Neil Stefik, repeatedly kissed her friend and offered her a job. The following day, Dutel posted the one-star review online, which she says led to a salacious response from Stefik, the owner. The lawsuit also accuses the owner of making false online comments, alleging Dutel sexually assaulted an employee at Drunk Uncle. Stefik has 45 days to respond to this defamation lawsuit.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he does expect to speak with President Donald Trump today. Comes after Trump's phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. White House says Putin did agree to stop attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure for 30 days. Reports are that both countries launched new attacks, however, this morning, including Ukraine hitting oil tanks inside Russia with drones. A prisoner swap between Russia and Ukraine also slated to take place later today.
The National Archives website is slowly being populated with previously classified and redacted records related to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, his brother Bobby, and of Dr. Martin Luther King.
This is Jim Ryan in Dallas. At the place where it happened 61 years ago, people still have questions.
Was it more than one shooter? Was he set up? I just want to know.
And visitors to Dealey Plaza appreciate the administration's attempt at transparency.
Release the documents so we can have a better understanding of what unfolded here.
A reading of the newly released records doesn't appear to refute the Warren Commission's finding that Lee Harvey Oswald was the sole gunman. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
A facelift for a group hoping to preserve one of Milwaukee's architectural landmarks. The former Friends of the Domes rebranding now. They'll be called Milwaukee Dome Alliance. Trying to spread word of plans to renovate Mitchell Park domes.
Our vision includes a more sustainable visitor experience with new features like a children's garden.
This posted on their website. The dome's reimagined plan, approved by the county board late last year, would cost up to $134 million.
A messy weather day in store for southeast Wisconsin. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Morris says what starts as a gusty morning is going to shift to a wet afternoon.
Scattered showers and storms roll in through the midday hours. We'll see another round roll in towards this evening. This is at the same time our temperatures drop and we see snow switching over across northern spots. So it's going to be a pretty impressive evening with some strong to severe storms down to our south and the chance for snow falling to our north.
I could see a couple of inches of the slushy stuff when you wake up tomorrow morning.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average off the opening bell minutes ago, up 126 points to 41,707. S&P 500 at 5629. That's up about 15. NASDAQ rising as well, up 73 points to 17,576. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Coming up, it seemed to take a really long time.
Hey, boaters!
Inexperienced boaters are more than welcome here, because at Kendor Marine you'll find all the answers to your questions on parts, installation, troubleshooting, and the best part is, when we figure out what you need, we can grab it from our massive inventory of boat parts and supplies that no one around can match. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey, boaters!
Where else are you going to find weather stripping for a 77 Carver? That's what he said, and I don't know the answer to that one, but he sure was glad he found it here. I'm Dave Doro with Kendor Marine, and when it comes to boat parts and supplies, we have it all. If you're a boater and you need it, we got it. And that's why you got to get here. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 4 weeks, and I've already lost 20 pounds thanks to my amazing team at Milwaukee Weight Loss. My wife's on board. Kathy loves it, and we are both feeling more energized.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
20 to 9. How's the morning drive, Deb?
Still a little bit slow. Northbound 43 right around the North Avenue curve up towards Keefe. Southbound's cleared up nicely. Westbound 94 looks pretty good as well. Eastbound, got a couple of pockets. One right heading into Mitchell Boulevard from about 68th or from Holly Road. And then coming out of the stadium interchange towards 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
They are finally back safe on Earth. Every minute must feel like an hour before they're in the arms of loved ones and family once again.
We had an on-time splashdown at 5:57 p.m. Eastern Time.
Sound from NASA's 3 American astronauts, 1 Russian cosmonaut returned from the International Space Station. Now, she said from NASA there it was an on-time splashdown, which, yes, is true. Their capsule dropping into the Gulf waters off the coast of Florida on time according to this particular mission. However, just about 9 months later than astronauts Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore were expecting to splash down once again. Remember, that's the pair who extended their stay after the Boeing spacecraft that took them up to the International Space Station was deemed unsafe to bring them home.
So you and I have argued about this a little bit. Not really argued, but we've debated whether or not they wanted to stay up there. And I thought you made an interesting point that, like, for spring break, you're really excited about spring break. But if your spring break turns into a 9-month thing instead of just the 9 days you thought it was going to be, then you're probably ready to get home.
And in those last moments, and here's what caught my attention, I was at the gym, and every screen in the gym had the splashdown and then the efforts to recover the capsule. And it was a minute. And I almost could feel like the cable news guys stretching, like, it's down, okay, like, give me something else to talk about. And there wasn't much going on.
They just weren't opening the door.
Got the dinghy kind of around there, just checking on this, checking on that. But it was a minute before they actually got them onto the ship and into their seats, and like before that process started. And it felt to me like when you've been on that long trip, good as it may have been, but now you're headed home, right? And you're, an hour and a half from home. You're thinking about, am I going to unpack tonight or not? I might just throw the suitcases in the foyer and just head right out. I want to be in my own bed.
Yeah.
We've traveled all this way. Maybe you're coming back from Florida or something, driving. We're going to go straight through. Okay, great. Here we are. And then you hit Chicago and
just wall-to-wall traffic.
38 minutes to get from like that one underpass to like just past the city. And you're like, it's right there.
Yep.
So it was a long process. I have not seen whether or not Sonny and Butch have made their way back to Houston. So once they're all checked out medically and all of that is good, they'll fly them back to Houston, which is where NASA is based in terms of mission control.
You can give them a minute, right? I mean, it takes some time to reacclimate.
And let me tell you, that process, it's one thing to talk about, their muscles are going to be, they're getting used to being back on Earth.
Yeah.
Like, this is no cup of tea.
When you're in microgravity, your inner ear, which controls balance, it recalibrates. And so once you're back on Earth, the slightest movement of your head sends you into a super dizzying state of mind.
Okay.
ABC News contributor Joaquin Ulalise describing what it's like to readjust to Earth gravity outside of the muscles and moving slowly and all that stuff. Yeah, your head's all a mess and you're dizzy.
So what's the over-under on them showing up at the White House?
Oh, that's got to happen, right?
Is it
for sure
5 days? Is it like early next week? Is that would that be?
Timeline is within inside a week for sure, right?
You think so?
Yeah, because let's say you fly them back today. They have the reunion, and they'll want the cameras there to see that, the hugs and whatever. Then there'll have to be a sit down. They're going to have a news conference
and
right?
a lay down. Like they need to go to a hospital.
I was thinking of our things. There's got to be the media sit down. Sure, give them a day or two before we roll them out in their flight suits and all that stuff, sitting up there at the thing with the bright lights and media from all over the world to ask the questions.
So we think,
then thereafter, then you show up at the White House.
Within a week, they'll be at the White House.
Yes,
I'm going to say April.
And check your politics. Either way, if the president of the United States invites you to the White House as a NASA astronaut, I think you go. And remember, President Trump has said, I told Elon, go up and get them.
I was going to say, he's going to take advantage of that.
Even though that may or may not have been exactly how this all played out, regardless, he has an interest in that photo op. And I think if the president invites you, you go. You check your politics at the door. I would expect that to happen. All right, you can hold me to it. What is today? Today is Wednesday. By next week, Wednesday, there will have been a White House event.
Mark it down. I'm going to take the over.
You say it's longer than a week.
Yep.
Do you think it's happening, though?
I think it'll happen. I think it's going to take more time than you think.
8:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Not in my backyard. Yeah, I'm talking to you. That story next.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Got to get you in this contest. We're getting close to shutting down the entries, and you can win yourself a free garage door, free installation of said door, and a free garage door opener, a package valued at up to $8,000 from Lifetime Door Company in Brookfield. But we're going to close the entry process very quickly. So to enter, here's what you do. You text GARAGE to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Or you can go to our website if that's easier, WTMJ.com. Look for Lifetime Door on the front page of our website. Click on that, put in a little bit of information about yourself, and you are all set and entered to win. Do it today, and maybe you like your garage door, so you know a friend who could certainly use one, some member of your family, every time you pull up to grandma's house or your brother's house over there, and you're like, wow, you guys, garage door, could use a little something. Get in the contest. For contest rules, visit our website at WTMJ.com.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or retirement this week with a free dinner at the historic Fox & Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill. Buy one dinner, get one free, 7 nights a week. Google Fox & Hounds restaurant and enjoy your free dinner.
Oftentimes, when there are changes coming or something being built, a new development in a suburb or in your community, in your neighborhood, you may come out and have an opinion or two about that. And you might talk to the council members about it, and you might say,
They don't give a crap about us.
Ooh. Let's get to it in Oak Creek.
Bureaucracy, legislation, red tape.
I'm so bored.
Doesn't anything fun happen here?
When you work for the local government, doing the bare minimum is doing your part.
It's time to take another visit to City Hall.
All right, so the conversation was about rezoning a plot of land near 27th and Elm in Oak Creek. That's right along Interstate 94. This is where a brand new Buc-ee's could be built. Buc-ee's, a giant travel center that has how many?
120 pumps.
Yeah, just in case there's 120 cars all stopping at the same time.
70,000 square feet of retail and restauranting.
And brisket.
That's one of their signature things. New brisket on the board.
Here's a question. Let me ask you this, though. When you go to like one of those breweries that has like 100 taps, do you think they're all clean and that all the beer, even the ones from God knows what tiny country, are all good? Like that they've been tapped enough times where that beer isn't like
Oh, you mean did some of
the
pumps not on the edges get a little stale?
Right, is how old
it's all coming from the same same big old tank underneath.
Anyway,
right?
120 pumps. So, public hearing on the matter in Oak Creek on Tuesday night to discuss this very issue. And yes, we heard
They don't give a crap about us.
A couple of neighbors not very happy about it.
These people don't care, Mr. Texas.
A little bit more on that in a second. But also, I did not know this. Something else I learned about last night.
We are not a truck stop.
Yeah, Buc-ee's isn't a truck stop. Did you know that?
Didn't know that. When we brought it up this morning, I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah, I even had to Google it, apparently, and that was a member of Buc-ee's there talking. He says, no, we don't let the semis in here.
We're Buc-ee's. We are excited at the possibility of being here. We are not a truck stop. Trucks are not allowed in a Buc-ee's facility at any time other than delivery trucks.
Yeah, that was news to us. So, but that's the thing. They actually will chase people out of there because they don't want.
Not for refilling semis.
Right.
Okay.
So, okay, a good thing to know. But yes, a lot of neighbors there. And by the way, for those folks that are opposed to this, hey, more power to you. You have every right to go to these hearings and say you're not happy with it. A lot of folks unhappy with the idea of bringing in traffic pollution, light pollution, noise pollution.
They don't give a crap about us. It's about our house, my property, and what you're doing to it. You're degrading us, and I hope you're happy with it because you're not welcome here.
So that woman talking about the property value, she wasn't the only one.
There's nothing about a 24-hour, well-lit, highly visited center that screams quality of life to me or my wife.
Right. Now, how is that good for their quality of life is one of the questions. Now, some will say, oh, these are just NIMBYs, right? The not in my backyard folks. And this woman says, well, okay, yeah, that's what we are, but fine. You want to trade?
Shame on you. You guys are supposed to represent no matter if you live next to it or not. So I want a house swap with any one of you, especially you.
Okay. You know who she was pointing at?
No.
Somebody drew her particular. Especially, you right up there.
I'll swap with
you.
Yeah, you want to live here and I'll take your place? Fine, let's do that. So this was a rezoning to change, a commercial to or a business to commercial development in this area. So that's been done now. The vote was 5-1 in this special committee for this public hearing. So it does move forward. Although we should point out, Not out of the woods yet for this Buc-ee's. It's not a done deal yet. Milwaukee Business Journal says there is a lot of conversation that some of these residents are having about maybe a legal effort going to the courts to see if they can stop this Buc-ee's from coming to town.
I think just knowing how these processes work, communities have wide latitude to work within existing zoning or also to change the zoning. So whether or not they have a case, that will get into the weeds of the legality of it. But either way, if you're Oak Creek and you want to move forward with this, you don't want that hanging over your head.
Right. So they were circulating flyers, according to the Business Journal. They do have a lawyer. They are even having a GoFundMe account set up. So there's, even though it appears to be moving forward, there's still some other hurdles that the city needs to clear. There is still some opposition to this Buc-ee's coming.
These people don't care, Mr. Texas.
One more time before 9 o'clock here, Debbie.
Looking pretty good out there. The only delays really are going to be northbound 43 from North Avenue to Keefe, and then eastbound 94 right through the stadium interchange. Everything else has eased up nicely. We don't really have any other major incidents up on the board, so everything is rolling along well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
We can't even get people to work at Taco Bell. You think we're going to have people coming here?
You're out of order. We're on zoning.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
Does the government have the rights to detain them and then expel them from the country based on what they say?
So the answer to that is no.
On the Political Power Hour.
Almost categorically.
Why do you say that?
The First Amendment does guarantee speech, including for permanent legal residents like Mr. Khalil.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. One of the questions oftentimes asked is, okay, will QC Kinetics treatments work for me? Is it something that would help with my joint pain? If that's a question you're asking, ask this question. Is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your hips or your shoulders or your knees? So wake you up in the middle of the night. Does it prevent you from going and doing those awesome things you like to do in the spring, the summer, the fall, or the winter? If the answer is yes to any of that, then yeah, you should consider QC Kinetics. And do you want to avoid surgery? Are you not interested in the knife or a bunch of painkillers or steroids? If the answer is yes to any of those, yeah, call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Come with your questions. Sit down with them. It's a free consultation. They'll even meet you on a Saturday, and you can discuss if it's going to work for you. QC Kinetics. Find out for yourself. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Do you have a written financial plan? Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group. We have recently joined Creative Planning, a national registered investment advisor. This move allows us to provide more comprehensive wealth management services to help with all aspects of your finances, including your investments, taxes, estate plan, and more. At Creative Planning, we understand life is busy, and sometimes important things like retirement planning can fall to the wayside. So I'm here to remind you to take time to plan. A 1-hour complimentary consultation with our fiduciary advisors will help you get started on the path to your dream retirement. We will review your current financial situation, your goals and needs, and help you plan for life's what-ifs. Don't delay planning for your future any longer. And even if you already have a plan, a second opinion from our advisors can help determine if there are adjustments to make. Kowal Investment Group is now Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com to get started. That's creativeplanning.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Winds will be cranking up today, and we do have showers, and we're expecting thunderstorms in southeast Wisconsin later today. Actually, I see a couple of the early cells, the front end of this, pushing through Dane County right now, a little northeast of Madison. That's not really the main event. Main event begins actually a couple of rounds around midday. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore.
Here comes this initial band of rain showers and storms around lunchtime, early in the afternoon. More storms towards this evening. Then the cold air starts to drop in from the northwest, and we see that switch over to snow starting from the northwest and dropping to the southeast. The accumulations not extreme, less than 2 inches for most of southeast Wisconsin.
And some of that snow may linger into tomorrow morning. So keep it close to WTMJ. We'll update that forecast as the new data continues to come in. But not a real pretty day starting after the noon hour.
Hey, a very special political power hour coming up next hour.
Now, this isn't an Eric big day, is it?
Well,
the big day today. Big day.
I don't know. It's kind of a big day.
What do we got?
State Supreme Court candidates, both of them, Schimmel and Crawford.
Schimmel v. Crawford.
Yeah.
Moderated by Scafidi. Adam,
well,
you were involved
no,
in
it's
that,
not.
right?
They're not. It's not moderated in the sense they're not both in at the same time.
Okay,
but we
right.
are going to hear from both candidates, all of the pertinent questions, all the pertinent answers.
That's on WTMJ's Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi. That is coming up next.
Let's take the car and save the fare. We blew a gasket on the grapevine and $80 on repair.
They don't give a crap about us.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
UW-Milwaukee has announced the finalists for its vacant chancellor position. The final 4 candidates come from within the UW system and also universities in New York and Georgia. Just 2 weeks after releasing its most expensive